We have an extra special guest today. Robert Capizella, Rob Kappa, the original. He originated the show with me. And say hello, Kappa. Say hi to the crew.
Going. Really happy to be back. Really proud of what Rob's done here with the podcast. He oftentimes, as humble as he is, tries to give me more credit than I deserve. However, this is strictly his baby, and I'm honored to be here.
All right, we got an echo, so we got to put these babies in. Is it still echoing, guy?
I can go into the other room here.
Oh, shit. Yeah, it really is. All right. We're gonna have to go. We're right next to each other, so stand.
We're starting on live, full live.
Yeah, you just want to go on there.
Yeah.
Give us a second. Definitely workshop this thing. That's some dog action.
That's all right.
There you go.
Oh, nice.
Hopefully this is better. Let us know. We good?
How's that?
It says yes. It says it's better. Okay. All right. So Kappa, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
All right. So we have the waivers to get to. A lot of good stuff on tap for everybody. Let's get to a couple questions right off the bat, Caps. We have any waiver wire traps. Unsure about Dylan, Neal. Since Judkins doesn't have a Q tag and Neal might be only good in PPR. My worry with Devin Neal is Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill is a problem for fantasy running backs. It's been a problem for Alvin Kamara. So, Kappa, what do you think about Taysom Hill? Like, he had 10 carries last week.
I mean, really, at this point in time, when we're coming down to we're essentially at the playoff time for fantasy here. Taysom Hill seems like almost an old hat for me. You want to talk about a landmine? Taysom Hill to me is the definition of a landmine, where he has historically performed at the tight end position, quarterback position, whatever it may be. For me to start Taysom Hill as a running back or a running back replacement, the Kamara thing in general, I guess. Long story short, in general, my point being is I'm avoiding the Saints right now. I'm not going to, for example, in our league, in your league, I should say, I'm fighting for the playoffs here. I would not rely on Taysom Hill.
I don't mind Taysom Hill just because it's tight end. You know what I mean? And it's gross. And in full PPR, I'm way more likely to avoid it because you need catches from your tight end. So you need 2 touchdowns to have like a good game. The Devin Neal thing is he's only relevant in PPR to me because I need a guy that can score touchdowns. And apparently they're not going to run it with Devin Neal. They're going to give it to Taysom Hill. So, like, unless he breaks out a 50-yarder, what are you really getting from a running back that's getting between the 20s on the Saints? It's just gross. It's gross. Now, he's going to be a hot name, though. He's only owned in 3% of leagues. So if you're desperate, though, he can be a top 24 guy. But we haven't had any news on Alvin Kamara. Now, Alvin Kamara, Kappa, is – he's on his last legs. Why would he even come back? Like, what's the point of coming back if you're Alvin Kamara?
Another contract. I mean, Kamara definitely has no future with the Saints, right? It was just kind of a macro image or macro view here. I mean, if you want to talk about why Kamara's coming back, it would be to put good film on, say that he still got it, because this year has not been a exactly exciting year for him or any of the Saints, really. I mean, maybe Olave is the one that's kind of proven himself over this, but outside of that, every other single Saint player has kind of fallen off in terms of fantasy value, I'd say.
Yeah, Kamara said he doesn't want to play for another team. That's a problem. He said if they traded me, I'd retire. So, like, I think he's done. I think he's essentially, this is his last year. So maybe he comes back just to play the last couple of games, but it's in their best interest to sit him because they're looking at the number 1 pick right now. And if he comes back, that's only going to help them win games. We have Swoopy. I have Baker at quarterback. Do you think he will play? If not, my only options are Tua, Chuck, Taylor, Ward, Cousins, Sanders. That's
Oh.
hold on a second. I'm gonna play this clip. This is why would you start
Yeah, it was between that and Muhammad.
Why the fuck would it be between that or Muhammad? Why don't you just pick a common name like a normal person?
Muhammad is the most commonly used name on earth. Read a fucking book for one.
I don't think Baker will play. He's got an AC joint sprain at the very minimum. He's out this week. I would go Tua. I think Tua is a cut above those other guys. What do you think?
Oh yeah, for me, I mean, I think Tua is first on the list for a reason. I mean, we talked about the Saints, so and then the Jets. I mean, anyone that's had any Jets players on fantasy knows. Anyone that's had any uh, uh, Titans knows. I mean, Cousins not. I mean, really, all these other options are. If you're in a super flex league and you need a second quarterback outside of Tua, who has the opportunity to throw four, I would say no one else really does.
Jason asks, how much fab for Neal? How desperate are you, I suppose? I would say 20%. Any other waiver wires to target? Samson, Rodriguez, Carter, Mechie, Dortch, Yoshi, DK. You know, I don't see myself starting any of them, maybe to keep away. I don't like to play defense like that. I would say Neal is a cut above those guys. Samson's a handcuff. Rodriguez is in a three-way timeshare on the Commanders. That's gross. John Mechie. I want to talk about John Mechie here for you with you, Caps. So we love John Mechie back in the day, bro. Cancer survivor. So John Mechie versus A.D. Mitchell. Now, John Mechie is more of a PPR guy, slot receiver. A.D. Mitchell has a juice, though, although he can't catch. They did trade for him. He was a second-round pick 2 years ago. Who do you prefer, Mechie or A.D. Mitchell?
I mean, Mechie is the one that kind of pops up. Just looking at this list real quick. DK is someone that I recently traded in the league, and it was difficult for me. I think DK has an opportunity to be a maybe not a league winner, but a league changer, a week changer, I should say. So just looking at that list, DK is someone that is exciting to me. Rodriguez is exciting, but I feel like he's almost overhyped now. I mean, just Washington in general, it's not very exciting. A lot of these teams, there's no one that's really exciting. DK has done it before, though. That's the guy that I'm excited about. If I had to pick someone from that list.
You made a good call, Caps, because the guys we're talking about are on the bottom four teams in the league. You have Samson on the Browns, Rodriguez on the Commanders, Devin Neal on the Saints, John Mechie and A.D. Mitchell on the fucking Jets. Like, Greg DK's on the Titans. Like, dude, literally the four worst teams. But here's the thing: is all fantasy points are created equal. Garbage time counts, doesn't matter. I do like DK, especially with Iron Man dealing with a hamstring injury. How long is this going to take? Samson at this point, now Judkins had a concussion clearly, and they brought him back in the game. So I think he's going to play, and I have to just play this clip because we all love this clip, and we want to talk to Samson.
I want to talk to Samson. Fly me to the moon like that bitch Alice Cram.
All right, so since our intro, Caps, got a little fucked up with the echo, I just want to, again, introduce my dude, Kappa, who we did 2 years of this show together, roughly 200 episodes. Long form and some very long form, some very drunk videos, some very classic video. We're the dynamic duo, right? We are the would you say gruesome twosome?
We work very well together, okay?
Gruesome twosome.
Gruesome twosome!
That's us, baby. Jason, thank you, my dude. Baker's gonna flash his hog. He's playing against Arizona and Tampa. I'll be at that game. Godwin getting in the end zone. So, Jason, you think he has that good of a chance to play? Because they do need him, because Teddy Two Gloves did not look great. Now, a whole week of practice could change things. We saw what happened with Shedeur Sanders. Kappa, do you think he's playing this week, and do you think they need him? Because can they beat Arizona with Teddy Bridgewater?
So Baker, it's a left shoulder, right?
Yeah, so it's not his throwing shoulder, which is nice.
Yeah. I don't know. Baker's a dog, dude. And I don't know. Tampa has something different. Like there's something different about Tampa. It's when it comes to fantasy, to me, Tampa is a team, whether it's an offense or defense, playing against Tampa is the team I'm targeting. Whether he plays or not, I mean that I can't predict. If he plays, I love him in that situation. Arizona, man, it's if anyone that knows me knows that I've been an Arizona fan for for too long, longer than they should. They just seem to be in more shootouts and more like close, weird games where a lot of weird shit happens. And Baker is kind of the king of unorthodox stuff. So if he plays, I love him there. Whether he plays or not, I don't know. I would guess he plays. So.
He's going to try to gut it out. It's Baker Mayfield. So Titan style. If I don't get Devin Neal, I'm low waiver. Would you drop Kamani Vidal for John Mechie? My waiver is kind of empty. No, because here's what people aren't realizing. Amari Hampton is not guaranteed to come back this week. They just opened his practice window. I would say less than 50%. And even if he comes back, Vidal, I would probably rather play Vidal against, I think they're against the Raiders than Devin Neal. So like you're going to get at least one more week out of Vidal. There's a chance you get a full workload from Vidal and no Hampton. So I guess if it's a wide receiver spot you're looking at, not a flex spot, maybe. But I'm not dropping Vidal until I get news that Hampton's playing. And like Vidal's been a stud, Caps.
Yeah. Hampton's exciting, and you've been waiting, you've been holding him there. They finally off IR. Same thing with Burrow. Like, how confident would you be playing Burrow this week?
The matchup's nice, but not that confident.
Yeah, my point being is to kind of jump in off of this extended period off, and expect to like you would expect Burrow to kind of jump in and follow suit the way he's been through his career. For Hampton, I mean, he's a rookie on a team that's struggling with a horrible offensive line. That's just you're asking a lot.
All right, I got to ask you about this, Caps. Jaden Daniels. So we've seen Joe Burrow coming back. I got to get your Joe Burrow thoughts real quick on why they're bringing him back. They have 8 losses. Like they're not coming back. But let me get your thoughts on Jaden Daniels because these are both dumb franchises. The Commanders, Washington and Cincinnati, they do dumb things. At least I think the Bengals have a mathematical chance because they have all these division games. The Commanders have 0 chance at making the playoffs, and they're talking about bringing back Jaden Daniels. So I have him on the waiver column here because I dropped him in one of my leagues, and I just figured, why would they bring him back? Now, it was his non-throwing elbow, whatever. You think picking up Jaden Daniels is worth it if you're already in the playoffs?
Maybe if you have someone like Marvin, someone that's you can play something. Jaden Daniels to me, I mean, I remember talking about this with you like pretty extensively during the offseason about the regression of the Commanders. And for it to expect him to come back and be anything more than a quarterback 12 to 15, I think it's a pipe dream is kind of the long and short of it. I don't expect him to come back and be the top 5 quarterback that he was during the season last year, because I think that was an illusion. I expect a regression, and now that they're dealing with all these injuries and this there's not a lot of consistency going on there. Plus, this Washington that historically has been bad. It's been dysfunctional for 2 decades, 3 decades, my whole life pretty much. It's not someone. I mean, if I'm desperate, why not? But I would have to have someone that I recently put on IR that I would be able to pick them up for.
I guess my thing is, in the leagues I'm talking about, I have like Trevor Lawrence, which is pretty gross. That like I don't like that, and the problem is they're less likely to run him. You know what I'm saying? Like he's less likely to run if he's coming back and the season's lost. But again, Commanders bad franchise. So I don't think they should drop back Joe Burrow. I think that was silly to bring back Joe Burrow, and he wants to play. I get it. You just say no to the guy.
Yeah. Well, with Burrow, it's I get that because that's the lights of fire where I think everyone was like, why do we play Daniels in the 4th quarter when we're down 21 type deal? So everyone's like, why are we bringing him back now? Or with Burrow, it happened so early, and the team's been so scrappy, especially with Flacco. Like the energy is there with the Bengals, where the energy there I don't think is there at all with the Commanders. And bringing him back, I think you're setting them up for failure.
I agree. Titan style. Would you drop Alec Pierce to make room for Burrow? He's on my IR. He has Dak as well. Second, would you drop Vidal for Devin Neal? That's the question from earlier. Now, if Alec Pierce is like your wide receiver 5, yes, I would do that to pick up Joe Burrow just on the chance that he comes back and he is Joe Burrow. Again, the Vidal for Devin Neal thing also depends on your team. But I prefer Vidal this week. I prefer Devin Neal rest of the season. And also, we got to see what's going on with Alvin Kamara. We don't know.
Yeah, so Neal, like, I get he's the flavor of the week right now, but I think that'll change next week. Neal to me is just another name, just another placeholder that is going to, where Vidal has come in and prove it. Like, I would keep Vidal because Hampton, I'm not confident that they're going to come back and give him a full workload. Young, rookie, season essentially lost. And then Pierce for Burrow, I'm all for that. Like the upside with Burrow is there, especially like you said, if Pierce is your fifth receiver, we'll probably never see your roster. Where if Burrow does play, then he's your starting quarterback. Why not?
All right. Titan Style says Pierce doesn't touch my lineup. So in that case, definitely do that. And then CK says, should I use the waiver on Chris Rodriguez Jr.? Keep him on my waivers. He's 5 out of 12 in waiver priority, I believe he's saying, unless he's talking about his position in the league. Either way, man, Chris Rodriguez is tough because he took the job. I mean, he's the lead back there, but JCM still gets a series or two, and McNichols is getting all the third down work. So the upside with this is Jaden Daniels comes back. Terry McLaurin, they're talking about him coming back. Now you have at least a decent offense again. Again, I don't know why they're doing this because their season's over, but they might do it. And if they do it, now we're looking at, okay, let's pick up Chris Rodriguez. He's getting the goal line work on a team that might be top 12, top 15 offense in the league going forward, which I know it sounds crazy, but they were last year, Kappa.
Yeah. But again, like there's a reason Brian Robinson Jr. was drafted as highly as he was. It was because he was expected to be the starting running back, and none of that's materialized. If anything, has gone sideways. Honestly, exactly the way that a lot of the naysayers said it would go. And for him to come back at the end of the season when they have nothing to play for and expect things to change and all of a sudden become the offense we expected after the results of last season, I think it's delusional. I would avoid. Really, outside of Debo, like I'd probably avoid Washington in general.
I get down with that one. I think Terry McLaurin, though, I have some hope in him coming back because it's been a lost year. Why wouldn't he come out and play? CK says, is Neal a must-add rest of the season or just a weekly play? Again, this all depends on Alvin Kamara. It's a speculative ad. If let's just say right now, Capo, let's just say that Kamara gets ruled out for the season tomorrow. He's out for the year. They've already lost Kendra Miller. So now he was their running back 3 on the depth chart to start the year. Came out of Kansas. Kind of he's a master. He's a jack of all trades, master of none type back. He had 5 receptions last week. He can kind of do it all, but he's not great at anything. The offense is bad, but it's kind of looking decent with Tyler Shuck. And like I said, they traded Shaheed. You only have Olave there. You have Juwan Johnson. Not much there. Where would you rank Devin Neal with no Alvin Kamara? I know you still have the crazy Taysom Hill shit in PPR, which is touchdowns don't matter as much. Is he a top 24 back rest of the season?
Not someone again. Any of the like. I'll ask you so when Kamara just 2 weeks ago, after Kamara had a big game, like how confident were you the next week as a top 24 back? Like, and I think universally is accepted as a talented back. I don't know anything about Neal. Maybe he's a god. I have no idea. Do you know anything about him?
Yeah.
Maybe he's twice as good as Kamara, but my guess is he's not. I think Kamara had the job for a reason and he couldn't perform. To expect someone else that's less talented than him to come in and perform, I think is unrealistic.
Yeah, it's a good call. So Kamara has just had a bad year, and he definitely looks diminished, but still diminished Alvin Kamara is better than a 4th-round rookie. That's the point. But now you're looking at there's nobody else there besides Taysom Hill taking any touches. So I think with the landscape of running backs right now, I put him in that right at that zone, that 24, 25, 26 zone, which you can spot start him, right? It's not great, but you can spot start him. I feel like that's the way to go. It's not a must add. The point is must add is somebody, Tyler Algier when Bijan goes down, Blake Corum, that's a must add because it's a league winner.
Well, if Zacchaeus gets hurt on the Bears, you could probably start Neal. You might get 2 catches out of him. Yeah, it's not. There's nothing exciting about this at all for me. Like Kamara to me is a Hall of Fame type back. And I know he's had a bad year, but I don't think it's a product of Kamara. I think if Kamara was on the Bills or the Eagle, a team that's a pronounced rushing team, I think Kamara would still produce. I don't think Kamara's the problem. Is my point. I don't think Neal's going to come in and outperform Kamara. I think Kamara's the standard, like not the almost the expectation, the high expectation, and anything else below that. You get opportunities, but I don't think you get production.
Jason says LSU guy and a Birds fan. This guy, Jason's talking about J-Bob. Those are two things you don't like. Yeah, well, you know what? He is at least from LSU, from Louisiana. So let's give him some credit there. I know he's an Eagles fan living in Louisiana. I can't wait to have both you guys back on the show. And this time, can you please both actually yell at each other like you do in the chat? In the chat, you guys are at each other's throats in the Discord yelling about your teams. And on the show, I have you both on the show, and you guys are all cordial. Like, I need some energy, and I need you guys to yell at each other and say, you're an idiot, you're an idiot. And here's the only problem with Jason real quick is that as much as J-Bob's Birds let everyone down last week and looked not bad, I mean, they just blew a big lead. Their team's in a much better spot right now. His team's in a much better spot right now than the Bucs. The Bucs are in a world of hurt, buddy. I still believe in Baker, but like Baker's going to gut through it, and you have an 80%, 70% Baker with a team that's already beat to shit. Like, can they do anything in the NFC? Can they even win their division right now, Kappa?
You're saying the Bucs?
The Bucs.
Man, dude, like, what is it? 4 years in a row they won the division. I mean, and 3 of those without Brady, right? 3 years. I mean,
2.
I think the organization is well established. Well, they have a nice foothold in the community, and they've built a roster that they can add pieces to. Who am I scared about in that division? It's
Panthers.
You just got smoked on Monday night. Barely had a reason to score a point. Falcons, not worried about. And was it Saints?
Yeah, they're terrible. That division sucks.
Yeah, I mean, so what's the question? Bucs going to the playoffs?
Can they do any damage?
Oh yeah. Oh, with Baker, yeah, dude. Baker's liable to throw 3 or 4 touchdowns any week. Like, I mean, he's the type of guy that you just went out there just gonna huck and he's a Brett Favre. He's our modern day Brett Favre. He just is not getting the love.
You're getting Jason super hot and horny right now. He is just ready to plow.
Yeah, dude. No, Baker's a lot of fun. He can sling it, dude. Like, he's one of the guys. Like, Baker is the type of guy that he has a rare quality where you can watch him. He's loving it. He's loving playing. Like, he's loving the game. There's a love of the game. It's not about the ego. It's not about what people think about him. It's about playing the game the right way and winning.
All right, Jonathan, Higgins in Houston compared to those mentioned Jets wide receivers and DK. I think I'd have DK as the number 1 ad just because he's the number 1 in that offense. Higgins has, I know he had the most targets last week, but Nico Collins, last time I checked, is number 1 there. They have the best defense in the league. Like, where are they running why are they passing the ball so much? It's going to go through. Also, Dalton Schultz is pretty big there. I like Higgins as a long-term prospect. He's fine. He's been a wide receiver 3 the last 4 weeks. I personally like taking a shot on either the Jets receivers. Specifically, I'm into Adonai Mitchell just because the ability. Now, he can't catch, which is a problem. But the ability there, and Tyrod Taylor can throw a deep ball. That's his forte. That is Adonai Mitchell's forte. So I want to rank it DK, Mitchell, Mechie, and then Higgins. I know it sounds crazy to have Higgins the lowest because he's been producing the most and he was a 2nd-round pick in the real-life NFL draft, but they have Christian Kirk back there, Dalton Schultz. Like, there's a lot of mouse there. I don't see the passing volume, and I don't see the upside in Higgins unless Nico gets hurt.
Yeah, I mentioned DK earlier. There's something about DK that resonates with me. It might be because he's beaten me those couple of weeks he blew up, but regardless of that, with Higgins, Higgins is exciting because, especially because you saw it on a primetime game recently. So the fact that you saw that, it was full frontal. Nico's still there. Kirk's still there. Higgins is exciting, but not again. DK to me, the one that really stands out is DK to me.
Okay, a couple questions here. We have Yoshi Vash or DK full PPR. Now it's DK rest of the season for sure. And honestly, I think I just go DK over Yoshi this week. So I think it's pretty easy DK. Although I love Yoshi, give me the number one, right?
What I know you have Higgins on the team. What's his status for T?
Oh, T. Higgins is out.
What's the official? Is it a separated
Concussion.
shoulder? Oh, concussion.
Yeah, so he's just not playing this week.
All right. Yeah. I mean, again, it's DK. Like with the Bengal. Like, how many times have you bet on? How do you pronounce his name? At least Fafas.
Yoshi Vash.
Yeah, I've never had to pronounce. I've never had to say his name out loud. So
Yeah, it's like
forgive me.
Yoshi.
That's the first time in my entire life. I've known about him for a couple of years now. But Yoshi. Yeah, no, but like DK again. DK. Unfortunately, he keeps getting brought up. I'm not a huge DK stan. Just so you guys know, I like him. I think he has a lot of upside, but yeah, DK for sure for me.
Awesome. Okay, I'm going to hit you guys with the intro, and we'll get back to all your questions. Keep on pounding the questions in here, boys. We'll get to all of them. Like we always do, if you need something answered right away, you don't have the time to stick around, toss me a $2 super chat. I'll get right on that. Here's the intro, and then I'll be back in 30 seconds. All good. All right, Kappa's got a little technical issue, so I will just power this through for a second. I have a little ad read for you. You know, we don't do many of those, but shout out to the Patreon subscribers and members. You guys are awesome, keeping the lights on here 7 days a week, 3 hours a night, essentially. I don't know if tonight will be 3 hours, but appreciate all you guys. We are getting ready to set up our NFL fantasy playoff leagues. Also, next year, we're going to have about 6 fantasy leagues that you can join. A lot of other perks, though, too. You want to be a guest on the show. You want free merchandise like the hat I'm wearing. You want to be in the Discord. You want access to my bets. We are crushing the bets right now. Crushing. Here is the record right now. We are 60-32 in the NFL. That's almost 66% for those of you counting at home. If you want access to these bets, I put them all out there right away for you guys. Yeah, so get access to those things. And here we go. Rob 2. He calls him Rob 2. J-Bob, I'll get his take on Jalen Hurts once he gets his phone situation in order. Yeah. Do you need an extension cord or something? Do you have one? No. It's just, do I have one? Yeah. He'll make it work. Yeah, we'll get to your question here in a second, J-Bob. Well, it's not really a question. It's more of a statement, but let's see. Baker over Burrow. Baltimore defense or one of the LA team's defense rest of the season. I'm gonna go Rams, dude. I think they're all good. I think you got to play matchups there. You got to play matchups. Here we go. Kappa looks like he's good to go here. All right, plug that in. You can't go wrong either way. I like the Ravens have a really good matchup. As long as Kyle Hamilton's healthy, like that defense is top 10. I know it looked really better in the year. That's the defense right there is Kyle Hamilton. Love that guy. We wouldn't consider starting Burrow over Dak this week, right? I just see that Dak has a bad matchup. Well, no, Dak had a bad matchup last week against the Eagles, and you saw what he did. So this is a better matchup than the Eagles. You can't run the ball on KC, so it's going to be Dak all day. That over/under is like 52. So give me Dak over Burrow first game. You all good, Caps?
Yeah, we're good.
All right, sweets. 1 second here. I'll get to the question. This is for you, Caps, and you guys see what you say. So J-Bob says Rob 2 knows that Hurts is a top 3 quarterback. He's talking top 3 quarterback in the NFL, not fantasy-wise, like top 3. What do you think?
I would not say top 3. Top 3 fantasy producer, maybe. Well, in terms of consistency, I'm also a little biased because I'm coming off of a few of those guillotine leagues where the consistency matters. But when I think about a top quarterback, I think of someone that you can stack with. Like, I think about Burrow, Chase, obviously Josh Allen and Josh Palmer. That's just, it's, I don't know, it's, what was the question?
Jalen Hurts, top 3 quarterback.
No. I tried to come up with some intelligent answers. No, he's not. I mean,
Where would you rank him? Top 5?
fantasy wise, for sure.
No, real life.
So if put him on the Panthers, like swap Bryce Young and Hurts. Like I don't think Hurts is making that. I don't think Panthers are making the playoffs. Maybe the Panthers are bad. But you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of people rather exchange Hurts. That's my point. Hurts is not a guy. He's not a guy that I want to watch in a game.
I will say this: if Jalen Hurts wins a Super Bowl this year, I have to have him in my top 3 or top 4, just because that would be two Super Bowls and 3 appearances, and that's elite air. If he goes to the NFC Championship game, I'll bump him up a little bit more. If he loses in the first round, he's gonna be where he's at right now for me, which is a top 6, top 7.
Okay. All right. So do you believe, based on that, would Jim Kelly have been a top 2 quarterback for the early 90s? Just because he went to every Super Bowl from 91, 94?
I'd say he's top. Kappa, yeah, you're really quiet now. I don't know what changed, but it's. Do you have your earpiece in? We got to go. We figured it out. Jim Kelly's top 5 for that year. Top 5.
No, my point being is like no one considers him a franchise quarterback, even though he went to 4 Super Bowls in a row. I don't think Hurts. I think Hurts is part of the reason, but I think it's that franchise and the really just an organization. I think the Eagles organization is top notch, not necessarily the players. Obviously, the players are good. Barkley, Hurts, but AJ Brown.
Jason, J-Bob, you have kids and you're a nice guy. That's why I didn't bury you. Just hope they have a conscience and don't come out as Birds fans. Holy shit. See, this is the kind of statements I need when you guys are on the show together. Is funny. Jason, by the way, is the funniest motherfucker ever in the Discord. We love you. Also, that got me up to a beer chug, dude. Appreciate everyone there. Now we're up to a beer chug. I'll get something for Cap to answer why I chug this beer. It only takes me 3 seconds to chug.
Answer here?
I'll find something for you.
Oh, I don't know.
Sorry, I got to be conscious of muting you when I talk because the echo. So just another crazy thing I have to do. But I will take care of it because I am a talented motherfucker. Titan style. Would you stash Mike Evans? Looks like he'll be back for the fantasy playoffs. I suppose why not, since I have 2 empty IR spots. I mean, you could stash him. Mike Evans is not coming back. I don't know. Like, he has a collarbone. Like, if he comes back, he'll come back for week 16. And in that case, are you going to start him in your semifinal and have confidence? I'm not fucking with that, Cap, but what do you think about that?
Yeah, so I actually lived this exact circumstance. So in a league that I was in first place in, top points, I did stash Evans, not with the expectation that he's going to perform for me. It's really just a dart throw. I'm not expecting Evans to make a difference for me. I last year there was a similar situation where he was hurt. He was on IR. Came back from the hamstring and performed well, but I don't think this is a similar circumstance. He's not chasing that consecutive 1,000-yard season. That dream is far and gone. So I'm not going to hold out hope. I'm not going to hold my breath for Mike Evans.
Kappa, this is in my league, right? You're holding on to him?
No, I Mortos, I believe I picked him up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I still have Burrow in our league, in your league.
Titan Style says he says the Bucks say, so Todd Bowles says he'll be back for the last couple of weeks. Real quick, Todd Bowles is probably the last guy you want to believe. He also said Bucky. This is the same guy that didn't put Bucky Irving on the IR. Like, dude, what are we talking about? Like, I'm not going to believe a single thing. It's a collarbone. It's 8 to 10 weeks. Like, he is not coming back. He might come back for the real life playoffs. He might come back for week 16, week 17. That's too little too late, man. I'm not trusting it.
Dude, yeah, Godwin, what was you were misled about Godwin? You're misled about McMillan with the neck. He broke his freaking neck. Like, hey, he might be out a little bit. No, he might be out for the rest of his career, type deal. My God, yeah, you can't count any of that. Like, just at this point in time, especially if you're scrapping, it's something I've done quite a bit recently. Is just trade for able bodies. Just get someone that you know is going to play. Someone that you know is going to have opportunities. If you're holding on to people now, I mean, you have to be in a good position to hold on to people like that.
Jay Moore, will Barkley play Friday limited with groin? These guys always have veteran rest days for one, and for two, when they have a short week, they never practice on the Monday or Tuesday. So I can guarantee you Saquon Barkley's going to come out. I can guarantee you Saquon Barkley's going to crush ass against the Bears for once. Kappa, do you agree?
I do. It's the Saquon Barkley hatred, I think, has gone a little too far. I mean, for the most part, the Eagles were winning. It's everyone says AJ Brown, why are you bitching? Why are you bitching? Why are you bitching? And then Saquon Barkley, like, well, give him the ball more. But they're both the same factor. They're both winning. They're just both not scoring touchdowns, so they're both bitching. But the Eagles, with the exception of last week, keep winning. So the formula is there. The team formula is there. It's point being is they're going to get theirs. It may not be where they're leaning on Saquon the way they were, or AJ Brown the way they were, but regardless, like, they're both going to get theirs. I think they're both super high quality fantasy assets, and I'd love to have them during the down stretch here, especially as they're trying to make the playoffs.
Isn't it ironic that AJ Brown just whining and crying all the fucking time, even though they're winning? And then, meanwhile, Saquon Barkley, like, okay, AJ Brown's a good receiver, borderline Hall of Fame receiver. Saquon Barkley's an all-timer, coming off a top 3 running back season of all time. And have you heard one peep out of Saquon Barkley besides I have to be better, even though the play calling's been bad and the usage has been bad? You don't hear anything out of Saquon, because I love Saquon Barkley. What a fucking nice guy. What a badass. What a team player. Maybe AJ Brown could take a little tip from Saquon Barkley on how to win with grace. And the other thing is they're winning, and Saquon Barkley doesn't say shit because he wants to win.
Yeah, well, it's a little different, I think, in terms of their financial situations, where Saquon's seeing his money go down, where AJ Brown is a receiver, as a top receiver, is seeing his money go up year after year. So Saquon's trying to make his money, even though he arguably made MVP last year, right? And AJ Brown, it's again, both these guys are going to eat. They're going to eat. Like, it's not as consistent as it was last year because the team is so damn good. So if you're looking for like blow up guys, like week after week, where they're maybe like a Baltimore comes to mind right now, where if you want a long shot, I would love someone like Zay Flowers, where Baltimore's playing a playoff game every single week. With the Eagles, you're not getting that. Like, they'll use Saquon when they need him, but they don't need him 30 times. They might use AJ Brown, but they don't need him 15 targets because they have so much and they're winning. It takes a lot for them to lose. The Eagles, it takes so many things for the Eagles to lose. It takes so many things to go wrong. They don't have to force one thing or the other. They have so many options.
Yeah, they lose by a field goal. When they lose by a field goal. When they win by 12 points.
Yeah. Saquon has 50 yards. AJ Brown has 50 yards, but Devontae Smith has 120, and Goddard has 90 and 2 touchdowns. Like, that's their bad game. Is when AJ Brown and Saquon have 100 yards combined, but they win by 14. Like, that's a bad game.
100%. What's your fat percentage in either of the Jets receivers? Not much, bro. These are strict flyers. I would say 5%. Like, you gotta wait. I mean, you could probably get them for that. Don't overbid because they might not be bid on at all. I wouldn't spend money.
Well, there's a huge thing that I realized with the guillotine is that you can just bid on people and you'll get them for free. I think that we saw what Jets are. We had Taylor last week. You had Taylor as a quarterback last week. Like I had Mason as a tight end. We know what they are. They're not going to get any better. Aaron Glenn is horrible. Like this is who the Jets are, and they're stubborn. They're Aaron Glenn's going to be like, guess what? Fuck them. We're going to go down with the ship. It's me and you, boy. That's why, not boy. It's me and you, bro. Hey, Justin Fields, let's go. Like I know I benched you because the owner wanted it, but fuck it, we're going to go again because whatever. Like why put any stock in the if you're trying to win money, why bet on the Jets is my point.
Mixer, you said I started Tyrod Taylor. I did. Mixer, you prefaced that was a super flex, please. And we're gonna move on to this question. Sam Ball says, "Hey guys, what's up? RB Gainwell or Devin Neal? Kappa, what do you think?"
Dude, I am a Gainwell guy all day. Guy produces. I mean, he had 30 points last. He's probably had 50 points the last 2 weeks with Warren starting. And with Rodgers out, like we saw how bad the backup was. I love Gainwell. It's Neal to me. Like I don't think anyone will be asking about Neal in 2 weeks. Is my point. He's irrelevant. I don't think he's going to be a viable starter, especially going in 1 week away, 2 weeks away from the fantasy playoffs. If Neal beats me, then I'll tip my hat. But I'm not. If I'm playing against Neal, I'm happy. If I'm playing against Gainwell, I'm a little shaky.
Yeah, I think I want Neal is Gainwell has more upside because if Warren gets hurt again and he's still hurt, yes, as a starter, more upside. Gainwell as the 1B essentially is what it is. It's 50-50 timeshare. I want Neal over Gainwell just because of the volume. Now if you want to look at beyond the stats, Gainwell had I think 19 PPR points last week. The 55-yard rush he had was on a fake tush push, and like that shit's not sticky. That's not sticky. I don't believe in that. All right, I'm going to get to my bets for this Thursday and Friday, Cap, and see what you think about them. A little different exercise here. We'll get to everyone's question after this. Let's see what I got here. Here you go. So, can you see this, Kappa? Cool. So, we got 60 and 32 on the year, guys. We are just printing money. We're printing the money. I'm singing here. That's what we're doing. We're printing money. All right. So Kappa, give me your takes on these bets. CD Lamb over 74.5 yards. Lamar Jackson over 24.5 rushing yards. Saquon Barkley over 74.5 rushing yards. Some of these lines have gone up, but that's what I got them at 2 days ago. That's why you got to get your ass in the Discord and the Patreon, and then you can get these odds as I place them.
So are we looking at, are these all
individuals?
Are these all Thanksgiving bets?
Yeah, the Saquon plays Friday.
Yeah, against the Bears, right?
Yeah.
So the Lamar one I love. I'm in the boat where I'm going to bet on Lamar until he actually pops off, because the fact I just trade for him and I'm seeing how unproductive he's been. So I love the Lamar one. I'm a big fan of the Saquon one. It's kind of this counter culture, counter narrative. So I love the Saquon one. And then what was the first one you said? CeeDee Lamb. Oh, I see it. CeeDee Lamb. Yeah, I mean Pickens has been blowing up. But yeah, no, I like the CeeDee Lamb. Yeah, I love the Lamar one. So if I had to rank yours, I love Lamar 1, Saquon 2, CeeDee Lamb 3.
Yeah, I guess so. I think some of them seem weird. J-Bob was giving me shit about why these bets, because these are all struggling players. Lamar hasn't been running. Saquon's been awful. And CeeDee Lamb has been outproduced by George Pickens. Here's the crazy thing is George Pickens, when I made this bet at the time, CeeDee Lamb was 74.5. George Pickens was 76.5. And I was like, why is that the way it is? CeeDee Lamb should always be higher. And now it's flopped since I made the bet.
That's crazy. Yeah. No, a good call. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Obviously, you saw something there. And for sure, if I ever saw that, that's an immediate CeeDee Lamb bet. So the fact that you got it there, I love it.
I think it might settle at 80 yards by the time the game time hits. I can see that.
Primetime game. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. All right. Back to comments here. Give me 1 second. Let's see where I'm at. All right. And this is Helen Hunt. Say hello to Helen. This is Helen Hunt with no makeup on. You like that?
I'm kind of disappointed. Why? Why Helen Hunt?
It's just an inside joke. I have a story. He loves looking at it.
Man, well, I loved her in Castaway.
Yeah, very close to our hearts here. Sorry about the echo. I'm trying to mute Kappa when I'm not talking, but it is a lot of work.
Yeah, we tried to get creative because here in the past we always we're chilling, and Simmons is like, dude, you gotta get back on, you gotta get back on, you gotta get back on. Like, well, I'll do it, but I don't want to just sit in my house and be on my phone. We have to do it in person, and this is the result. This is me trying to force it.
All good. We have Sven top 3 defenses to start this week. I'm going to give you defenses that aren't like well rostered because those are obviously must starts. So one I like, Chargers at Raiders. They're coming off a bye. They're probably available at home against the Raiders. I love that one. Buccaneers at Cardinals. I believe I like that one. And then Falcons at Jets. That's a good one. And then Jaguars at Titans. So I gave you 4. Which one do you like of those most, Caps?
Jags or Titans. I love that. There's something about that Cohen defense. Like I remember hearing early on too, where they're opposite coaches and opposite players claiming that the Jags were snap counting or whatever. That they were jumping the snap so well. Plus they have some dogs. Like the Jags, there's something about the Jags this year where it's almost the anti what's his name? Anti-Urban Meyer this year, where it seems like there's a positive force pushing upwards in terms of the enthusiasm versus the downward push.
All right. Hold on 1 second. Guys, just real quick. I love it. I love debate in the chat, but like there is so much argument about the fucking Packers in this chat. Like I'm not going to read those comments just because it's not really like a question. And I have to scroll through all these. So that's definitely more of a Discord thing. Bring all your arguments to Discord. I mean, some of it's cool in here, but like, this is hard for me to do to have all these chats. So like if I have 70 messages that are clogging it up just on you guys yelling at each other, I do appreciate the passion and I'm actually all for it, but it just makes this very difficult if all the questions are Jordan Love sucks, blah, 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 blah. So just food for thought, if you could. It's just a lot on my plate here. So this is a good one here. Stafford or Drake May this week. So Drake May has at home against the Giants, and Stafford has at the Panthers. Give me your answer, Caps.
I mean, Stafford is Stafford not MVP this year? Like
he is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's why at this point we're coming down the home stretch. I mean, and San Francisco's right on their. I'll take Stafford for sure.
I'm 100% going Drake May because Drake May has a Giants easy matchup, and we just saw what happened. The Panthers secondary is elite, man. You can run the ball in the Panthers. You can't throw. Look what happened to Brock Purdy. I know he's better than Brock Purdy. So I guess here's how I'll phrase it. If it's 4 for a passing touchdown, it's Drake May by a mile because the rushing touchdowns. 6 for a passing touchdown, I could see a debate. But like, this isn't about what he's done all year. It's about what he's gonna do this week. And this week, Drake May at home against the Giants, bro. Like, give me Drake May. He's had 2 touchdown passes the last 2 weeks combined. Due for a big game. I want to shoot for that one upside Monday Night Football over Matt Stafford in a game that he might not have to throw that much.
Yeah, it's Stafford has had 2 touchdowns for how many games in a row, and you're talking about Drake May not having 2 touchdown for consecutive games. So I'll take the guy that is on MVP caliber season. Like I'll take the guy that's throwing multiple touchdowns every single game.
Drake May is not on a bye. There's no buys this week, just so you know. Week 14 is the last bye. This is Thanksgiving week. There's no buys. So Jay Moore drop Ravens defense for Jags or Chargers. Yeah, I would do that because I don't think the Ravens are a must roster, and I think the Chargers actually have a really good. I know the Chargers have a really good playoff schedule, fantasy playoff schedule. So give me the Chargers in my defensive start of the week, coming off a bye against the Raiders.
Yeah, I'm all about the Jags. Jags Titan. Yeah, I love the Jags. Like That'll be a nice little water bet maybe for us. I'll take the Jags. You can take the Chargers.
I just think that the Raiders are so bad, and like I know the Titans have been bad, but Cam Ward's showing me more things than Geno Smith is right now. So Geno Smith they just got sacked 10 times. I know it was from the Browns, 10 sacks, dude. Like that's fantasy gold. I think
half of those are Myles Garrett, dude.
I know Khalil Mack.
Well, so half of those are Myles Garrett, and then the other half are because of Myles Garrett, because they're trying to block Myles Garrett. So all 10 of those sacks are Myles Garrett sacks, and yeah, the Titans don't have a Myles Garrett.
GT drop Yoshi for Mechie. Yeah, because Yoshi's a 1 week rental at this point. Once T Higgins comes back, you're gonna get nothing from him. So I'm down with that one. Stafford, May / Mahomes, Allen, top 3. I get down on that one. Full PPR. Should I make a trade to improve my flex? He has A-Chain, Dowdle, Judkins. Wide receivers are Chase, London, Devonta Smith, Marvin Harrison, Garrett Wilson in the IR slot. If so, what kind of player should I target? You could trade Judkins after his 2 touchdown game. So,
yeah, man, for sure I'm targeting running back there. Like Dowdle and Judkins are A-Chan obviously is nice, but like Dowdle and Judkins to me are question marks. If you could stack one of those guys with Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson's not playing football this year. There is just no way they're bringing him back. So
the name, I mean, Judkins and Garrett Wilson for I don't know.
Well, you're not going to, I'm telling you, no one's going to trade for Garrett Wilson because he's not coming back. He's on IR. He's not coming back. Like, they're not going to bring him back. Maybe you could take advantage of someone, but I would say Judkins and Devonta Smith and try to get yourself a stud. Stud.
Yeah.
Puka Nacua. Get Puka Nacua.
Yeah. Oh, dude. If you could, that'd be
Puka
great.
stock's down right now.
Dude, honestly, like someone that I would try and target. Fortunately, I have him in a lot of leagues, but like Pickens, dude, like because he's the second fiddle in Dallas, like I think Pickens is a easier target than people think.
We have Titan Style says Hurts is better than Stafford, May, Mahomes, and okay. If you think Hurts is better than Mahomes and Allen, like Mahomes for sure. Come on, man. Like let's not be stupid. And then if you want to say he's better than Allen, maybe, but like watch the games. I love Jalen Hurts. He's a fine player, great teammate, team guy. Like Josh Allen is just so much better. He's just so much better.
Yeah, I mean, I think May be better, but like I cannot take Hurts over Stafford, Mahomes, or I mean, yeah.
It's weird. I mean, I respect the winning prowess of Jalen Hurts, but he's top 5 maybe, but Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes is like a top 2 ever.
Man, dude. All I'm saying, dude. All right, here's a good example. Swap Hurts and Caleb Williams. Like, who's going to have more success? Who's going to win more games? Hurts on the Bears or Caleb Williams on the Eagles?
Caleb Williams on the Eagles.
But Hurts is a top 5 quarterback, right? Swap Josh Allen and Caleb Williams. Who's going to win more? Josh Allen. Mahomes and Caleb, like Burrow, Caleb Williams, or Burrow, Hurts. Like, I think top 5 is right about.
This shit's insane. All right, we got to move on from this. But Hetzer says Eagles are 8-3. They won a Super Bowl last year. They wouldn't have a winning record with any other quarterback in this situation. Real quick, let's just talk about last year. Okay, last year, Cap. I'm gonna preface this for you real easily. They had the best O-line in the league. They had the best running back in the league. They had A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, and they had the top 3 defense in the league. So if you don't think any other quarterback could have been successful on that team, again, Jalen Hurts, the perfect quarterback for that team. But like the offensive line is elite. The playmakers are elite. Saquon Barkley is elite. The defense is elite. That's an elite team. So what does Josh Allen have? Playmakers? Nothing. James Cook's good, not Saquon Barkley. Offensive line's bad. The defense is not very good, and the playmakers are garbage.
Yeah, I think the simple way to put it, the way I view it, is: are the players around on the Bills' offense? Are the players on the Bills' offense a product of Josh Allen, or is Josh Allen a product of them? I think Hurts is a product of the players around them, and the offense, the organization around them. Where I think the players on the Bills and the Chiefs are products of those quarterbacks. Like without Patrick Mahomes, there's no Hollywood Brown right now. Without Patrick Mahomes, there's no Gabe Davis. Or excuse me, without Josh Allen, there's no Gabe Davis. Gabe Davis is in a career. He's done.
Let me just preface this, Blake. I love you, and again, I'm not just hating on Jalen Hurts. I just give you what I actually believe. I'm not biased about any of this shit. I like making money on my bets and on fantasy. Like that's all I care about, and giving you guys good information, good content. Jordan Love is not better than Jalen Hurts. We're not going to go that far. Now, could he be? Maybe. Currently constructed? No, he's not, because he's just not dynamic. He's a good player. He could be good. He's sat behind Aaron Rodgers for multiple years. Like he's good, but Jalen Hurts is better than that.
Yeah, I love Jordan Love. Like, I grew up an Eagles fan, and obviously hate the Packers. I'm a big Jordan Love. I put a lot of stock in Jordan Love, but I mean, you want someone to win a game. Hurts is in a better position right now. I, early in the season, I thought the Packers were one of the best teams in the league, but they just find ways to lose games now. Like they just let teams hang around. They don't put them away.
Titan Style, you need to get in the Discord, because these are the conversations that have in there. And I'm not saying they don't have a place in the show, but like we could talk all day. Like we're trying to get information that are going to make us money, right? The show is about gambling. It's about fantasy football. Like that's really what we're trying to do, actionable stuff. And we could have these. This is more of an off-season conversation too, in terms of like best quarterbacks of all time, best. Like we get that. It's kind of just a circular conversation that is opinions. And again, star sits our opinion as well, but at least I can give you more data points on those and matchup points on those. So again, that is really a conversation with the Discord. Please, Titan Style, get your ass in the Discord, and we can have this conversation tonight when we're drunk at 2 a.m. That's a good time, right?
1 second. I'm gonna hit the head real quick.
Okay. 26-14 Bears. Saquon's going to kill. Unfortunately, the Eagles won't. Wow, Mouth's calling for a Bears victory. I can't go that far, unfortunately, as a Bears fan. I think we're gonna get our brains beaten in. I think we're gonna lose again. Just so you guys know, Bears are 8-3 on the year, minus 3-point differential. Now, a lot of that was from that Lions beatdown, 52-14 or whatever it was. We're frauds, man. We're scrappy. We win close games. Unfortunately, this isn't going to be one of those games that's close. I feel like the Eagles are going to win 28-17, and that's being conservative on my blowout potential. So Eagles are also coming off a loss. Let's not forget that. So I think it's going to be a bloodbath. Let's see. Yeah, they always do split. That's a rivalry right there. Would you trade Burrow for Lamar? I want Lamar. If it's 4 for a passing touchdown, I want Lamar. If it's 6 for a passing touchdown, I want Burrow. I'll put it like that. I still believe in Lamar. I know it's been rough, but okay. Cowboys are out. All right, I'm trying to get to a question here. Any word on Josh Jacobs? Looks likely to play. Josh Jacobs will play. He wanted to play last week. As a man that has Emmanuel Wilson in like 12 leagues, and only has Josh Jacobs in 3 or 4 leagues, I want Jacobs to sit out this week to get fully healthy, but this is not a must-win game, but a very important game for the Packers. So he's going to be out there. Well, the word is, what is more important is what is his snap share? What is his involvement? What is his touch count? So I still think if he's out there, he's getting 18 touches if the game script allows it. He's going to be playing 70% of the snaps. Not his normal 80%, because they do believe in Emmanuel Wilson there. So, yeah, he's probably playing, and he should play. Okay. If every plank of a ship is replaced over time, is it still the same ship? Yeah, it's the same core of the ship. The Bears and Lions are both above the Packers. There is a chance the Packers miss. Like, they'd have to really go in the tank right now. Their defense is legit. Legit. Get my dogs in the frame there. Hey, don't be ripping on Caleb Williams, man. He's a second-year player, Titan. You got a lot of negative energy coming from you, man. I don't like negative energy. Yeah, wild cards do exist, and the nice thing is that it's going to take 10 wins. I think 10 wins. Now, they have a tie. Packers have a tie, but 10 wins will get you in the playoffs in the NFC. Bears are beating the Eagles. Mouth. Mouth, I'll want to do a personal wager on that. I'll do that. Unfortunately, the line is minus 7.5. What up? The line's minus 7.5. I think the Eagles are favored, so I'll bet you straight up. I'm not taking the points though. I picked up Burrow from waivers a few weeks back. Also have Chase Brown and Chase. Yeah, I don't care about playing all of them. It's a good matchup. Chase Brown, it's elite players. Burrow, Chase Brown, and Jamar Chase. It's fine. I don't mind the matchup either. Trone, 7-5 with most points in my league by 100 points. Jesus, I'm sick of playing 3 Eagles every week. Barkley, Devontae, and Goddard. Trade deadline over. I guess I'll have to be Eagles heavy. It's fine, man. The Eagles are good. I'm not worried about starting Eagles. You have the good players. I guess Dallas Goddard would be the one that I'd be a little hesitant to start week by week because his touchdowns have just not been there like they were. So it's fine. Barkley and Devontae are must starts. Miles says 26-14 Bears. Mac, Patty Mahomes or Jacoby Brissett this week. If I win, I'm in. This is Patrick Mahomes against the Cowboys. Now, the Cowboys defense is much improved. The Cowboys run defense, though, is elite right now. And you have Kareem Hunt there. So, man, I'm starting Patrick Mahomes just based on just the fact that it's Patrick Mahomes. I know he hasn't had a good game in like 5 weeks, dude. Like since he got Rashee Rice back after that first week, which was against the Raiders, he has not had like a top 10 fantasy finish somehow. So like Patrick Mahomes over Brissett because Brissett has – who does Brissett have? It's not an easy match. It's the Bucs, right? Okay, at Bucs. Not a tough matchup, not an easy matchup, but I think that the Bucs defense shows up here. So, Kappa, Patrick Mahomes or Jacoby Brissett?
I mean, I have to go Patty Mahomes. Brissett, it seems like a victim of circumstance. It's those high passing volumes can go one of two ways. They can go where he completes a ton, and they can go where he gets intercepted a ton. The Cardinals are in a transition period where it feels like they might try and showcase some people or emphasize some people where the Chiefs are they're win now always. So it's I want Mahomes. Simply being I want Mahomes. The Brissett thing I think is a landmine.
Brissett's killing it, but I'm not going to just bench one of the best quarterbacks ever in a good matchup when he's been struggling. Like that's just they're healthy. It's fine. Hetzer, I'm starting Kenneth Gainwell and RJ Harvey as my running backs this week. My other running backs are David Montgomery and Bucky Irving. Keeping them benched. Is this the right move? RJ Harvey for sure is a must start. Kenneth Gainwell, as long as Warren's still a little nicked up. Yeah, I'm not, you can't start Montgomery right now. He's playing 30% of the snaps like it always should have been in Detroit. Now Dan Campbell's actually giving Gibbs the full workload. And even if Bucky comes back, there's a chance there's no Baker Mayfield. 3-way committee coming back from the injury. Hasn't played since week 4. That's the play, right, Caps?
Yeah, with Montgomery, I mean, Montgomery's nice because I feel like he's the safest play. Montgomery, I feel like he has his position in the offense. Feels like Detroit's a little more desperate than they have been in the last couple of years. So they're looking for bigger plays. So Gibbs is getting a lot more emphasis in that regard. However, I think Detroit will settle in. I think come down the long stretch here, they'll probably rattle off 2, 3, 4 in a row. And that's where Montgomery will start to really show his worth. Where I think Gibbs right now, it's more of a desperation time because one, the Bears and the Packers are ahead of him right now, I believe, in the division. So I expect Montgomery to do better. So I would lean Montgomery personally. It's when it's coming this late. All those guys are question marks and there are a lot of timeshares, but I think Montgomery is the guy I would go with. Him or Gainwell.
All right. Let's see. Joshua, what's up, guys? What fat percentage should I drop on Neil? Let us know, Josh. Before I give you an answer, I need to know what your situation is. What's your record? Are you fighting for the playoffs? Are you fighting for a bye? Give me your running back depth. Is it full PPR? Because he's much more valuable in full PPR. He's going to be much more valuable in the short term because we don't know about Kamara's. You're not going to know about Kamara's status before you make this bid tonight. So you got to be comfortable with the fact that Kamara might play this week. I don't think he's playing this week, but he might come back next week, stuff like that. So let us know the details. Just in a vacuum, at this point of the season, I'm more willing to put more fab because it's not, you can't take it with you. It's like money when you die. You can't take it with you. You got to bid it. He's going to be a relevant guy, most likely, and he's a handcuff, worst case scenario. I would say 30%. And if you're desperate, I would say more, but give me some more details. And I'll give you a more detailed response.
Yeah, my initial thoughts are so how much do you have left? How much do other people have left? And then can you just, because I'm not 1,000,000% familiar with Kamara's status, so there's a chance that he plays the rest of the year. Like he might miss 1 week, and Neal is now all of a sudden for 1 week. Like you get a 1 week rental on New Orleans. Like that's the potential. Like why waste any fab? There's opportunities. Like if you could get Neal for 30% or Gainwell for 0, I'll take Gainwell.
Yeah, it's an MCL sprain for Kamara, and they're going to be. He's been on the injury report every game. Now it's always questionable. He always plays, but
A week or all year, like all week, like every week he's been like. I don't think Kamara's been a solid play all year. So to give up on him now for Neal for one potential week, like. I mean, maybe it happens, but like Gainwell to me, I think Gainwell is a premier handcuff. Like Neal is a flash in the pan, in my opinion.
All right, he has Vidal, Hunt, Tootin, Benson, Bucky are my running backs. I'm hurting. So Vidal might be good. He's 6-6. He has to. All right, you got to put it all. Like, how much do you have left? You might have to put it all, man, because he's 6-6, 8th in his league. He loses. Vidal might be a start this week. Hunt is now Pacheco's playing, so Hunt is questionable in terms of his like how much work's he going to get. He's not getting the full workload. Tootin, you can't play. Benson, if he comes back, you can't play. He has $58. Dude, at this point, I'd probably just put it all because if you lose this week, what does it matter? You're probably going to have to start him because you can't play Bucky even if he comes back. You can't play Benson if he comes back. You can't play Tootin in a timeshare. Hunt, like I would, and you might have to play Hunt anyway. If Hampton comes back, I would play Neal over everyone but Kareem Hunt. So I at this point put it all, man, because if you lose, you're out. What does it matter?
Yeah. It's something I'm familiar with is trying to trade for bye weeks and injuries and stuff like that. It's if you believe in them, why not go all in? I agree with you. Don't save your timeouts for the next game, because if there's not a next game, then what's the point? If you're in the Super Bowl, use your timeouts type deal, your challenges. But Neal's not someone that I'm excited about.
And Josh, real quick, if it's PPR, I'm much more likely to throw the bag at him because he had 5 catches last week, and they need pass catchers there. And like if it's half PPR, his touchdown upside is not really high. So I would almost rather start some of the other guys. Full PPR, I feel like he's a top 20 guy, and currently constructed, you don't have a lot of guys. There's so many questions. It's half PPR. Damn, man. You need more bites of the apple, though, man. So maybe look at the other guys in the league. Who's more likely to grab him, and maybe throw $30 on it, like something like that. I mean, I would have to see your team and then the league and all that kind of stuff.
Gainwell, Tajay Spears are people that I like more than you.
I think Kamara is going to be out 2 to 3 weeks, which could be the rest of the season. But like for you, this only matters this week, because if you lose this week, what does it really matter, right?
Who are the Saints playing this week?
Saints have the Dolphins. Not a bad matchup. Yeah, I mean, I'd put a lot though. Maybe not all of it with half PPR, but you need bodies, you need options, because we just don't know. And I think Kamara's out for multiple weeks. And would it surprise me if he doesn't play at all? No, it wouldn't surprise me at all. They have nothing. Why would he come back and play? It's better for the team for them to lose, for him not to play. And Devin Neal's the only guy left besides Taysom Hill, who's a tight end. Thank you for the super, and I highly recommend that you get in the Discord, Josh, because we talk about these all day, 24/7. Me, my 6 co-hosts, all Mark, Blake, Mouth, Jason, J Bob, we're all talking all these things 24/7. So professionalfanatics.com if you want details on that. Let's get back to the questions. I'm playing the number 1 guy in my league. Is a ridiculous lineup, Gibbs and Taylor. I'd like to flex a flyer with huge potential upside. Anyone come to mind? I'm going to have to see who's on your waiver wire, and who do you have, Adam? Let me know who your options are in your team, and we can figure that out. Otherwise, the waiver wire could be endless. Adonai Mitchell, if you want a real deep shot. I don't know. Who do you have in your team, though?
Yeah, I mean, it's very circumstantial. It's you might look to see who the guy has at quarterback, and maybe counter that, maybe get the third receiver if he has Dak, like a Turpin type guy, or I don't know. Just try and counter that. If you're going for strictly upside, counter his upside, and just try to get stacks and upside. Would be my guess.
Max, is Ladd a good buy low? Got until 12 p.m. tomorrow. Yeah, he's definitely a good buy low. With the offensive line being so beat up there in LA, like this really helps Ladd with the quick hitters, and I'm all for Ladd McConkey as a buy low. Even at cost, I'd buy Ladd because Quentin Johnson disappeared. I never really believed in Gatson, and Keenan Allen's old. He's just so old, Kappa.
Yeah, I mean, in general, like McConkey seems to be a centerpiece of their building around. It seems like they re-added Keenan Allen. Gadsden is a free agent or a rookie rather. All the running backs were all drafted or free agents. There's a lot of flux where McConkey seems to be him and Herbert seem to be the common denominator. So if I had to bet on something, it'd be McConkey.
Here we go. CK. More talk about Waller 21-day window opening. Is he a guy to look at a Finn at tight end? He only has Fannin. Yeah, man. You saw the games he played. He had 3 touchdowns in 3 games. Didn't even play that many snaps. He was coming off an injury. It'll be more of the same there. But you have no Tyreek Hill, right? You have Malik Washington, and you have Jalen Waddle. And here's a nice upside shot about picking up a guy like Waller. Now, it's not like Jalen Waddle's been a mark of health in his career. So who's more likely to miss games than Jalen Waddle? The answer is Jalen Waddle's more likely to miss games. So if you have no Jalen Waddle and A-Chain is not really a super durable running back, I'm not projecting injuries. But like those guys, it's not Derrick Henry and like DeAndre Hopkins in his prime. Like those guys don't miss games. Like these dudes do miss games, and that could just give more Waller opportunities. So I know you're a big Waller guy, Kappa, or at least you used to be.
Yeah, Waller's stepped in and performed like as well as you expect. Man, Waller fan. So I between Waller and fan, I'm a Fanning guy. I don't trust Gabriel to really push it downfield too much. I think the middle of the field is going to be his bread and butter. Or usually Sanders now, not even Gabriel anymore. Sanders. Quick throws. Fan to me he's going to get fed quite a bit more. So I'm more of a Fanning guy than a Waller guy. I think the Waller thing was a product of necessity. I don't know if they're going to feed him as much. Where I think Fanning is more of the future. So I'll go Fanning personally.
All right. Real quick, Josh says he's wondering about dropping the load on Devin Neal. That sounds weird. I'll say this about Devin Neal. Now he's a fourth or 5th round pick out of Kansas. Again, very versatile back, a master, jack of all trades, master of none. But he's a decent pass catcher. He can run between the tackles. Here's the upside there. The worry is Taysom Hill, but in terms of the running back depth, you have Audric Estime and Evan Hull are the guys behind him. Audric Estime is new to that team. He's a practice squad guy. He's out of Notre Dame, 240-pound bruiser, but he's super slow. He's a nothing. And Evan Hall, I believe, is white. So, like, that's all I got to say there. That's all I got to say about that one, Kappa. So, like, there's no one behind him. So, if Kamara's out for the year, also, they drafted this kid in the 4th round. So, I'm in for the talent. But my only worry is Taysom Hill pillaging 8 carries and the goal line work. But, like, that's the same thing as a running back taking the work, right, Caps?
My concern is the inadequacy of the offense in general. Like, it doesn't matter if they produce 80 yards of offense if they become the Jets with Justin Fields. Like I'm not trying to chase 40% of 100 yards passing. All these guys behind them are all guys that are insignificant. Like the fact he's beating out those guys mean nothing to me. None of this excites me. None of these Saints guys excite me. The Neal thing, like I don't know how many different ways to put it. I'm off on Neal. So.
Yeah, you made that pretty clear.
Yeah.
I'm not off on him. I just opportunity, running back position. That's all you need. It trumps talent. Now we're talking about a guy that's not uberly talented and on the Saints, but Saints have a very easy schedule for the rest of the year. They're trending up a little bit in terms of their offensive production. There's yards to be had, and also like they're going to let Tyler Shuck throw the ball 40 times.
Yeah, well, Shuck throwing the ball 40 times means 120 yards of offense. Like I'm not. Shuck is not like the opportunities when it's me when I'm the running back and you're the quarterback in NFL offense. Those opportunities means nothing. Like if anything, they're negative. Like the talent around them, the opportunity might be there, but I'm not excited about the talent. The people that are being out. Like his opportunity is more a circumstantial thing than is a talent thing, in my opinion.
May I just remind you guys to please just kind of keep it positive in the chat. I don't like personal jabs being thrown out. If you want to throw them at me, I can handle it because I have the airtime and the space. I am literally on your phone. So make the attacks on me, not at each other, please. Keep it, I leave every show. I end it like this, stay positive, love your life, and respect each other. That's all I ask. Now we can have banter. Just kind of keep it respectful. That's all I ask, man. Again, I can't control what you guys do. I'm just, just kind of a little advice on my end. I'm pretty old. I'm a grizzled veteran, kind of like Alvin Kamara, if you will. Something like that. Thank you, CK, for the super chat. He just gave me sunglasses because he's a nice guy donating me. Love you, GT, as well. We are two away from another chug, and I'm going to show you. There's a fundraiser right here. Also, this is Helen Hunt's. If you want to see Helen Hunt's. Here's the fundraiser. Every 5 supers, beer chug. Every $20 super chat, beer chug. Everyone that signs up for the Patreon to get in the Discord or whatever else you want to, the perks you want to get. You want to play fantasy leagues. You want are the hats we're wearing. Mia Kappa's awesome hats. You want all that kind of good stuff. That will also get a beer chug. The fantasy leagues are huge. You want to be a guest on the show this weekend? I'm having multiple fans on the show as guests. So we give back to the community here. So that's what we do there. I'm going to play you the clip of me chugging a beer because I love this clip.
Here you go.
Not bad. Well, I was more admiring the chug, but
thank you. Waddle this week.
I would take Waddle every week right now after Hill's out.
They're in the same game, playing against each other.
Yeah, I mean, Olave's been nice. I think he's been a revelation. Like anyone that drafted him is happy. Anyone that drafted Waddle is really happy. So I'm gonna keep going with the high upside. You have the Saints. Like it's, I think I made my opinion on the Saints clear. I'm willing to be wrong on the Saints winning someone a fantasy championship. I don't think that's the opportunity.
I think the answer is you start them both. Like, who else do you have that you could maybe bench one of them for those guys? Because Chris Olave, I believe, is top 12, maybe top. I think he's number 9 or 8 in PPR points this year, wide receiver. And Jalen Waddle is number 11, but since Tyreek Hill's gone out, he's top 6, top 7. So there's got to be someone else like Justin Jefferson. I want to play both those guys over Justin Jefferson right now.
Oh, yeah, there's the question because it's easy to have both those guys because you could draft them the 7th, 8th, 9th round. Right, 6th to 9th round, those two guys, and still have Jefferson. That's I mean, if you would start him over Jefferson, that's interesting. It's because I'm still not there. I still couldn't, especially if you're trying to make the playoffs right now. Benching Jefferson's your first round pick is tough.
I get it, and I have not been there at all. And maybe I'm wrong because Max Brosner is out of Minnesota. He's a rookie. He's got to be better than JJ McCarthy because no one could be worse. So that's the upside in terms of keeping Jefferson in your lineup. I'm always a start your studs guy in terms of where you draft him to a point. But Chris Olave and Jalen Waddle are both current studs. So I'm not in PPR. I want those guys that are getting the work and have at least decent quarterback play. I know it's crazy. We're talking about Tyler Shuck is so much better than JJ McCarthy, but fucking you're better than JJ McCarthy, Caps.
Well, yes, obviously. Because I do well, obviously not. But so I saw a stat that based on the amount of passes he's had, there's one worst passer in the history of the NFL in terms of the QBR or whatever. It's Jamarcus Russell. Like, based on the age and the amount of passes, whatever stat they came up with it. But either way, he's historic. Like they said that if he had just in this last game, if he had taken 21 snaps and spiked the ball 21 times, he would have had a higher QBR than he did. So obviously McCarthy's not the answer. It's easy to think that it's going to be better. I like McConnell, so I'm going to be all in on the backup quarterback being better. So Jefferson, Addison, Hawkinson, I'm all for that. It's because I had Addison. We played each other. I had Addison against you. He had 1 target for 0 yards. So it can't get worse.
Yeah.
Jefferson's an all-time talent. All time.
He is.
Randy Moss, Jerry Rice, Chris Carr. He's all time. So he'll get his.
All right, Caps. Packers or Lions this week? Who do you got on the early game on Thanksgiving?
I was going to ask you guys. My guess would be Packers. My gut says Packers.
Man, I'm not betting this game. I don't bet a lot of Lions anyway, but I wouldn't touch this one. It's -2.5 Lions. If I had to bet it, I'd bet on the Lions just because I got to see it from the Packers. But you got possibly Jaden Reed coming back this week. You have Matthew Golden, and Matthew Golden is pretty bad, but you have at least a semblance of receivers there that are getting healthy. Christian Watson, farther removed from the injury, looking pretty good. They have some weapons, and the secondary can be had there in Detroit. Now, they both need this game. The thing is, they both need this game. So, the Lions are at home. That's why I would only take the Lions. I'm not touching this game. If it was +3, if it was Packers +3, I would take Packers.
Yeah, it's just watching them both. Even as many games as the Packers have lost inexplicably, just as many games as the Packers have lost without any reason. To me, it still feels like the Packers have been more consistent. The Lions are so up and down. I think that it's a product of losing their coordinators. I just think in general the Packers are going to be consistent throughout this game. I really like the Packers. I know it's probably counterintuitive based on what we've seen, but I think the Packers win this game by 10+ points.
Ooh. Mal says, do I hold both Jags and Chargers defenses? I just ended up having both. Who do I start? So you love the Jags this week at the Titans. They're both good matchups. I think my deciding factor is Chargers are at home again. They're both against the worst 2 teams in the league. They have similar, really good defenses. Jags are a little bit more fantasy friendly for how they score their fantasy points, turnovers, and touchdowns. Give me the Chargers coming off a bye at home, though. That's the tiebreaker for me.
Yeah, no, for me, it's all Jags here. Like I think Jags is my number 1 defense. They're my waiver wire in multiple leagues. I'm all over the Jags this week because I've watched enough of the Titans where I just know that they're trash. I mean, Cam Ward is not it, at least not this year. So I'm just gonna ride that wave. And the Jags, I feel like have been a top defense. They've had accusations against them about them like previewing calls and counts and all that. So it's the fact that people are making excuses for why they're so good against one of the worst offenses in the league. I'll take that.
Seahawks defense is set it and forget all year. I'll say this. They are all year, but the problem is week what is this? Week 16, fantasy semifinal playoffs. They're at home, but they're against the Rams. Now that's a problem. I would probably still start them, but they're not going to be a top 5 defense that week unless they score a touchdown. The Rams are a machine right now. Other than that, though, you start them every week. And then the nice thing is week 17 fantasy championship, they are at the Panthers. That looks juicy.
Yeah, but that feels like a Bryce Young. I don't know. Either way, see how there's something about Sam Darnold. Like, do you believe in Sam Darnold? Like, what's your thoughts on Sam Darnold? I'm just curious.
Yeah, I believe in him. He could turn into a pumpkin at any moment, but the dude is, come on, he's got JSN. He's got a connection, that little special connection with JSN. You can't teach that. He's throwing the ball down the field. I believe in him probably more for fantasy than in real life, but he doesn't have to do much for them to win. That defense is elite. Their offensive line's good. Their special teams is good. Like, that team is ready to win now. They have the best home field advantage in football. So it's not Sam Darnold's just a good game manager that's aggressive, if that makes sense.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I don't know.
I like him. I like him. Who to start? Dart at New England, Burrow at Baltimore, 4 for a passing touchdown. I'm still going Burrow over Dart coming off a concussion.
So you changed. You were saying that Burrow wasn't going to play, so now you believe he's going to play and go through it. Like, is it been announced he's going to play?
Oh, Burrow's playing this week. Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't say that earlier. I'm pretty sure everyone knows he's
Well,
playing.
you and I talked. I had offered you Burrow in the league, and you said you don't think he's going to play. This was
That
a
was
week or
2
two
weeks
ago.
ago. Yeah, I no.
Yeah,
Well,
a week or two ago.
he shouldn't play, Kappa. The point is he shouldn't play because they're eliminated. But teams do dumb shit, and that's what they're doing. They're playing him.
True. Yeah. So you expect him to play the rest of the year? Is that the expectation then? Now?
Yeah, because he can't. Once the monkey's out of the bottle, you can't be like, "Hey, do all this rehab, come back early," and then if they lose this week, essentially they're like mathematically eliminated. You can't be like, "You played this game, thanks for your effort. Now you're sitting on the bench." They should do that, but they won't. So if he plays this game, he's probably playing the rest of the year until he gets hurt, which he probably will. I'm not rooting for it. I love Joe Burrow. I'm just saying he's not going to be 100%. He's going to be favoring his fucking his right foot, his toe, which is his ankle, which is tied to his Achilles, which is tied to his calf, which is tied to his knee. Not good, guys.
Yeah. Well, you see it all the time in the NBA where someone gets a calf injury, comes back early, and tears an Achilles. I call me crazy. I would still be surprised if Joe Burrow plays at all this year. I know maybe I don't know, maybe they announced it. I just feel like it's all a show. Maybe because I'm so in your camp where it doesn't make sense. Why play him? Why bring him back? Why do it? But um, so because of that, I guess I'm erring on the extreme side of caution where, like with Burrow, like I can't trust him. So I'll take the guy Dart that's going to go out there and risk life and limb to play. Um, Maybe Burrow's doing the same thing, but I don't buy it.
Don't think just because I got a lot of money, I'll give you taco flavored kisses, honey. Fulfill all your wishes with my taco flavored kisses. Taco, taco, burrito, burrito, taco, taco.
Just love that. We have Jay Moore. My top priority is DK. Also, is Rico a sit this week? No, I'm not benching Rico in full PPR. Definitely not. You got to just start him with caution that he's not a top 12 guy, at least not this week. And then should I bench? I like DK as top priority there. And should I bench Jennings this week with a tough matchup? No, man, because Pearsall's not doing much, and Jennings is the number one there. It's wild to think of, but who you benching him for, I suppose. But like, I'm not playing DK over Jennings. Are you?
Well, Jennings is the touchdown 2 or 3 weeks in a row. He might not get the extreme volume, but I mean, there's really like three options: it's CMC, Kittle, Jennings. Like Pearsall, like you said, is nothing. I have confidence in the offense, so I'm confident starting Jennings, especially as like a wide receiver 3.
Same. Sports Jazz. Y'all talk dynasty. Would be giving up Dowdle for a second rounder not enough? Here's the thing: if you're rebuilding, if you're out of it, Dowdle is a 1-year rental for dynasty because they paid Chuba. They have Jonathan Brooks. Now, Jonathan Brooks has multiple ACLs since they drafted him. They drafted him in the second round, first running back taken in that draft. So you have that there. Dowdle has a 2-year, $7 million contract. So, like, where is his home? Is someone going to pay him to be a starter? There's a lot of question marks there. And most likely the answer is no, he won't be. He'll be in a timeshare. Second rounder might still be too low, though. I would try to trade him to a team that's winning, that needs him now, and ask for 2 seconds. Ask for just a first, because a first for a winning team is actually not even that high. It's not a valuable pick for them. It's like the 12th pick or 11th pick or 10th pick. So I would try to get more, but I like your idea. If you're not a winning team, if you're a winning team, I don't know why you trade him. It's uncertain, Caps, right?
Yeah. So Dowdle, obviously super talented and super entertaining everywhere he goes. You know who Dowdle reminds me of? I can't think of the guy's name. Who's the guy that plays Al Bundy? The actor.
Oh, Ed O'Neill.
Ed O'Neill. So Ed O'Neill was typecast as Al Bundy, right? Like, my point being is that Rico Dowdle has been typecast as a backup running back. He's not known as anything else. Even though he's super talented, he carries the fucking show. Like he's the main reason the offense works. Main reason Married with Children works is Ed O'Neill. However, when you try and put him in a different situation, it maybe doesn't fit right away, so you give up on it right away. My point being is that I think Rico Dowdles and Ed O'Neill, where he's super successful in a certain system, you try and move into a certain different system, he might not fit exactly, so people are going to doubt him that. And because of that, plus he's like 27, 20 years old, he's late to the game. So he is who he is, and he's going to be a fantasy trivia question in the future.
I love that dynasty question about Rico Dowdle turned into a Married with Children Ed O'Neill comp, but it actually worked out pretty goddamn well, Gab. I love it. Dashy, is Amon-Ra St. Brown or Puka Nacua better rest of the season in PPR if both teams stay fully healthy? What do you got?
You threw it to me?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I have to go down with the ship with St. Brown. Man, even though I said Stafford's the MVP. Nakua's too fragile. Nakua's too fragile. Like,
no, he said if they both stay healthy, but the answer is Amon-Ra St. Brown clearly because Puka's not getting any touchdowns. They're literally looking for Devontae Adams every time in the red zone. He's missing a lot of snaps because they're not playing him in 13 personnel, and the Rams are playing 13 personnel. 3 tight ends, 1 running back, literally the most in the NFL, more than the Steelers, who only play tight ends. And now I guess you have, Higbee hurt, so they're playing a lot of 12 personnel. He's still missing some of those snaps. So St. Brown's on the field every snap. St. Brown is scoring touchdowns. I like the offense just as much there. Give me St. Brown. It's crazy to say because Puka was amazing, but he's still good. St. Brown's elite.
Yeah, you know what? You know what you see with St. Brown is the Lions will be up 21, and St. Brown will get a touchdown in the fourth quarter, and they'll be up 53. Like with Puka thrives when the Rams are trailing. When the Rams are up, Puka's irrelevant almost. Like it feels like St. Brown is always a relevant target, a relevant option. Where it seems like if the Rams are down 14, Puka goes off for 8 catches in 1 drive, and then 2 touchdowns in the second half type deal. Where St. Brown has that opportunity every time. Point being, I'll take St. Brown.
Agreed. Mark, is it worth dropping either Sharp or B-Rob to handcuff Cook? I'm a Cook owner and secured a playoff spot last week. Usually, yes, I'd say that. And, I'm a big fan of Ray Davis, but as currently constructed, do we even know Ray Davis is a handcuff? Story's been saying this for 5 weeks, and I didn't want to believe it. I'm not going to drop the Sharp or B-Rob are the most elite handcuffs in the football. Charbonnet is standalone value. B-Rob's the second or third best handcuff in football, so I'm not doing that, Mark. Because you don't even know what you're getting. At least you know if Charbonnet is a starter or if CMC goes down, Brian Robinson's a god. So I am not doing anything like that. You agree, Caps?
Yeah, I mean, it's... So what's the exact question? Dropping Sharp or B-Rob to handcuff? Yeah. No, dude, if you're talking about Ray Davis, is that...
Yeah, or Ty Johnson.
Dude, exactly. Who? So you're going to drop them both to get both handcuffs? Or you can get the exclusive handcuff to one of the premier positions. Yeah. Here's the thing with the Bills. Like, do you feel like James Cook is essential to the? Like, if James Cook had held out the whole year, no one would blink an eye. It'd be Ray Davis right now or Ty, whoever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because like they would get less production. Josh Allen's production would go up. Where I think if CMC got hurt, Brian Robinson is going to fill that role a little bit more, especially with Purdy hurt. Like now it's Mac Jones, Brian Robinson. And then if you're talking about Charbonnet, like he's already essentially a starter if Ken Rob goes down, or Ken Walker goes down. If Walker goes down, then yeah, Charbonnet. So, yeah. B-Rob for Ray Davis? No.
Anyone that talks about Kenneth Walker gets Kenneth Walker on this show. Would you drop Spears for Neal? Ooh. Cap is going to say no. I'm going to say
no. I would say yes. Josh Spears. No, I would not drop Spears. But look, I'm in the minority here, so
I'll break it down like this for you guys. I'll break it down like this. If you need a startable asset the next 3 weeks, it's Neal. If you're in the playoffs and you're looking for your 4th or 5th running back for a handcuff, Spears is a handcuff right now, and he's a good handcuff because He's a pass catcher, and we saw what he did last year. I think he had 3 starts, and he was a top 10 running back twice. So Spears is good, but he's not. Pollard's still the lead back there. I saw Julius Chestnut get a couple touches last week. What the fuck are they doing in Tennessee? So it's Spears a handcuff. Neal's a playable guy. If you're in a deep league, you need a playable guy. It's Neal. If you want the upside shot, Neal will never be a top 12 running back. No way, no how. He'll never be ranked inside the top 15. He might be top 20. Spears could be ranked in the top 15 if there's no Tony Pollard.
Yeah, I would say that Spears is more likely to be a top 20 guy, regardless of who the starter is, where Neal is more likely to be a bottom 60 guy, regardless of who the starter is. Neal, I have no faith in, personally.
You hate Neal. Brissett?
Today.
You hate him. Brissett, Purdy, Darnold, or trust Dak versus the Chiefs. I'm going Dak for sure against the Chiefs. And then Sven says RJ, Harvey, or Woody Marks this week. Kappa, what do you got?
Harvey, dude. The fact that Harvey gets the start, I don't care anything about I don't care anything about the Texans. The fact that RJ Harvey's getting his full play, I'm all about that. I love that. RJ Harvey all day.
Drop Kate Otten for Brenton Strange. Yeah, I can get on board with that one with a question mark with Baker Mayfield. What do you think, Caps?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's not something that's super on my radar, but I would agree with that. Yeah.
Gotta pay the troll toll to get into this boy's hole. You gotta pay the troll toll to get in. You want this baby boy's hole, you gotta pay the troll toll.
Stop. All right, not bad. I feel like you're saying boy's hole, and it's clearly soul. So it's boy's soul.
You gotta pay the troll toll to get into this boy's hole.
No, see, right there, it sounds like hole. If you drag that, are you chewing gum?
Maybe not an hour and a half, but sorry, we had a little conversation here, and let's see where we're at in the chat. I have to take a pee in a second, so we're at, let's see, GT, start 1 running back and 1 flex. Sharps, Monty, Gatson, Godwin, Pierce, Quentin Johnston. So I'll say for running backs, we are starting Charbonnet. Fuck, that's so tough. Charbonnet or Monte, and then Gatson, Godwin, Pierce. I'm starting Alec Pierce.
I mean,
Green Bay is a tough matchup.
Well, it's Monty. It's just the historic. Here's my thought process. I immediately go to I'm trying to make the playoffs right now. I'm not asking this question if I'm already in. I'm asking this question because I need someone that can score 2 or 3 touchdowns, and to me, Monty's the guy has the best opportunity to do that.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, because I got Charbonnet's losing carries too. Let's go Monty there. Rank in order, full PPR: Rice, QJ, JMO, Pierce, Mooney, Pearsall. Rice number 1, JMO number 2, Mooney 3, Pierce 4, Pearsall, then QJ. That's how I'd rank it. QJ and Pearsall are just nothings.
Rice for sure. I mean, Rice is number 1 for sure. I mean, JMO, Mooney, Pierce are all second for me, and then Pearsall and Johnson. Yeah. I think I agree with you.
All right, Taysom Hill worth adding. I'd like a much more in a standard or half PPR. Full PPR, it's so hard for me to start my tight end who might only have 1 or 0 catches. You need 2 touchdowns to have a good game from him, or he has to throw a touchdown. But what are the odds he scores 2 touchdown, Caps?
Yeah, Taysom again. The Saints I think Taysom Hill is a Band-Aid where if you have the option to add someone like Fannin. I'm more excited about Fannin. I feel like Fannin is a focal point. He's an emphasis of the offense. Or maybe Taysom Hill will be, but that was Sean Payton, and that was also 5 injuries ago. And Taysom Hill's I don't know. Taysom Hill, the 38-year-old backup tight end that's coming off injury, is not exciting to me. Call me crazy. I don't know.
I agree. All right, we're going to take a quick 1-minute break, and then we'll be back with all your questions. I have to go to the little boys' room. I am back. Mute this real quick. Any injury news on Drake London? Nope. I'm guessing he is missing this week, and then he'll be back hopefully week 14. Let's hope. Kobe, what's going on, boys? How do we feel about Hampton if he plays? Looking to flex him or Harvey against Washington? This is Harvey 100%. Even if Hampton was fully healthy with Vidal being there, it's Hampton. Or sorry, it's Harvey.
Yeah, Harvey. I love Harvey. I wish there's multiple times where I wish I had traded for Harvey earlier, and this week I'm regretting not trading for Harvey. But it's more of a personal gut feeling. I honestly I think RJ Harvey makes his case for a starter next year. I think Dobbins might have another fucking home next year.
Burrow or Goff at quarterback. This week we're going to say it. It's Goff, right? Give me the healthy guy.
Dude, so I literally did this trade in balls deep. I traded Burrow, Drake London, and Javonte Williams for trash. But either way, no, I've already made my decision. It's Goff.
Yeah, and the rest of the season though would be Burrow if he comes back healthy. But let me see 1 week of it.
You convinced me. Like you had some conviction a week or two ago, and I know the conviction's changed a little bit because he's coming back. But like, I'm still not convinced that this is a full last 3 weeks. Like I'm still not even convinced he's going to play this week. I know they say he's going to, but let me see it first.
And you have no T. Higgins. Mahomes or Stafford? I'm going Mahomes against the Cowboys.
I'll go Stafford again, man. Like it's the fact that he's on MVP trajectory. Like he's MVP this year. So why go for the MVP 2-3 years ago?
His weapon. He's got to play better.
Stafford's throwing three touchdowns every week for every week.
I just like that Mahomes has rushing upside.
Yeah.
They need this game, bro.
The Rams passing offense is another level right now. Best in the league.
Do you guys think the Buccaneers will win this game against Arizona? Let's say there's no Baker, Kappa. If there's no Baker Mayfield, what are the chances they beat the Cardinals?
I would say, all right, so strictly percentage, I would say 65%. The Cardinals they find a way to lose. Like they're the team right now that finds a way to lose that is decent. That's once they get rid of Kyler type deal, once they get rid of that monkey on their back, then they'll be able to take the next step. Right now, that monkey is still there. It's always going to be there. Doesn't matter what Brissett does. Doesn't matter what the coach does. It's all right. What are you going to do with Kyler now? Oh, you threw for 5 touchdowns. What about Kyler? There's no getting around Kyler right now. He's that wrench, and so it's. I think the Bucs are about business, and the Cardinals are about figuring out what's going to happen in the future.
I agree. Hetzer, with Brian Thomas Jr. coming back from injury, you see him playing most of the snaps when he returns. Jacoby Myers is playing like 84% and had a TD last week. Is Myers flexible? Also, Parker Washington played 84% of the snaps as well. I'm going to say that Brian Thomas is going to play as many snaps as he can handle. I'm not too high on Jacoby Myers when Brian Thomas comes back. Same with Parker Washington. Brenton Strange is there eating some stuff. Brian Thomas is the one there. He is the former first-round pick. So what are your thoughts, Cap?
I'm not fully in love with Brian Thomas anymore. The fact that they traded for Jacoby after drafting Hunter, after drafting Thomas, I think that's just a sign, a signal, a point of emphasis that you can't ignore. I think Jacoby's going to be involved regardless, because I think the owner's going to be like, we traded for him, we paid for him, we're going to play him. These other guys can't even show up for us. So I think Jacoby.
He's not a must start though, right? Jacoby Myers
over Brian Thomas. I would start Jacoby over Brian Thomas this year.
Whoa.
This week. Yeah.
I'm talking about like rest of the season.
Either way, if you were to say, hey, you could start one guy, you could not change him out of your lineup, Ryan Thomas or Jacoby Myers, I'm Jacoby Myers for the rest of the year. If you talk about this until the end of the fantasy playoffs, if you had to start one guy, you couldn't change him. I'm Jacoby Myers.
Wow, bold take. Don, guess my records. I guess my record. I have Hurts, Genty, A-Chain, Puka, Pittman, Wandale, Hampton, Benson, and McBride. It's 12-team league. Hurts, Genty, A-Chain, Puka, Pittman. You had some weird weeks with some of those guys. I'm going to say like 500 because you're asking that question. So it's probably something.
I think he's doing better than expected. I would say he's, what are we, week 12?
Yeah.
All right, so I'll say he's 8-4.
I'll get done with that one. Jay says Atlanta, Miami, and New Orleans defenses are available to stream this week. I currently have the Lions. Any of these worth a shot? I would say Atlanta. Was that one of them? Atlanta? Yeah, Atlanta. Atlanta is the play there. Atlanta has, I forget who they have. It's a very nice matchup. It is the Jets. They're against the Jets. Give me Atlanta.
Yeah. Yep. I like that. Yep. Yeah. I mean, just give me who's the Jets coach?
He's terrible. It's Aaron Glenn.
Aaron Glenn, dude. So bad, dude. He's bad. Awful. A little midget.
CK, Rob, you don't think J-Mo is being disciplined for a celebration / flag on the week before cost them? I feel better it was. No, because, yes, he had a goose egg last week. He ran more routes than Amon-Ra St. Brown. So, I mean, he's out there more than Amon-Ra St. Brown. So if he was disciplined, he wouldn't be on the field. You saw the discipline the Cowboys gave to George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. They sat them for the entire first series. So there was no disciplinary thing there. Also, they're not going to be like, hey, Jared, don't throw the ball to the open receiver because we're disciplining him. So, again, that's why you watch this show, guys, is you get information beyond just yes or no. Like, that's the reason he wasn't disciplined. You agree, Kappa?
Yeah, well, for sure. Dude, look at JMO pre-buy versus JMO post-buy. JMO pre-buy, I think maybe like 4 or 5 catches for whatever. And since then, he's had 4 or 5 touchdowns. So, I mean, there's an emphasis about utilizing his athleticism, his speed. So he is a huge part of that offense. It's a huge part of keeping the defense honest. We talked about with JT on the Colts with Alec Pierce and Josh Downs, how important it is for them to target Josh Downs and Alec Pierce in the first quarter to keep the defense honest. JMO is just as important. It's especially with Laporta out. Like, I think people like Laporta. No one's talking about Laporta leaving. Like that safety valve. Like that puts so much more pressure on St. Brown. So there's much more defense on St. Brown. Now it's going to open a lot more up for Gibbs and for JMO for those big plays, because the certainty is gone. Now it's big plays or nothing. So you're going to see a lot of yes or no with the Lions. They kill people, or are they just going to be close?
Mike says DK's a beast. He got me 42 points last week in my league that counts return points. Yeah, in a kick return, punt return, return league, yard league, he's huge. He's you get extra points for a touchdown than you would for, it's usually like 8 or 10 for a return touchdown, and all the points for the yards there. He's a must start in a return league. I'd say he's a borderline wide receiver 3 in normal PPR.
Yeah, I think he's going to get his chances. It's just, I mean, really was expected to be a big part of that, and they need a big guy like that. So DK, I like him as a opportunity guy. Maybe not a producer, but the opportunities will be there. So boom or bust type of
guy. Brian, what do you guys think about adding Jaden Reed? I mean, you're in a deep league. Yeah, he's a really inconsistent player, though. He has wide receiver 1 week, so he has wide receiver 6 weeks. He has wide receiver 6 weeks where he literally has the 1 catch. So crowded room there. I like Jaden Reed. They need Jaden Reed. Problem is he's never played over 65% in any season snaps-wise. So is he going to come back and play more than that now with Matthew Golden and with Christian Watson and with Romeo Doubs and with who's the other guy they have there? They have so many guys there. They're all good, and I just don't think so. Dontavian Wicks, I didn't mention him. Like, I guess no Tucker Kraft, but yeah, you can add him. He's an upside like wide receiver 3 at best.
Yeah, I mean, did you add Christian Watson? You're talking about the same thing. Like, I know Wicks was early on where everyone else was hurt. So Wicks was the guy this year, like especially during draft season, because Christian Watson's going to be hurt, Golden's going to be out, or rookie, whatever. So everyone was on. My point being is like, if you didn't pick up Christian Watson because you expected huge upside for this Packers receiver coming back, then what's the point with Reed? I mean, that's excuse me, not Field. It might as well be Field. But I have him as a fantasy quarterback, and he hasn't scored 20 points in 4 weeks. So
yeah, it's been rad. Champagne, would you drop Brian Robinson and spend heavy on Devin Neal? Absolutely not. If you need someone now, yes. But I want Brian Robinson. Like, if I'm in a playoff team, I don't need a fringe running back. I want Brian Robinson as a league winner if there's an injury.
Yeah, I think there's just a good enough handcuffs or spot starts, but I think B Rob's an elite handcuff.
Logan says, "Hey Rob, do you think Lamar can be trusted, or do I go with Purdy and Jones in a 2-quarterback league? I hope you're having a great Thanksgiving. You as well." Purdy has Cleveland this week, so I'm not starting a quarterback against Cleveland. I'm starting Lamar against the Bengals, bro. Like, if you can't start Lamar, you might as well cut him. If you can't start him this week, against the Bengals, you got to cut him because they're at home against the Bengals. Lamar is a top 5 quarterback this week. He is every week. It's been rough. It's going to get better. It's Lamar Jackson. It's just a slump. He's hurt. It's a slump. He will break out of it, and either he'll start running more or his passing will get better, or both will happen.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing is that he hasn't had to win games for him. They've had the opportunity of a favorable schedule, so the Ravens have just come in and beat up on shit teams, and they've been able to Derrick Henry or get turnovers into wins, to 21, 28 to 14 wins, and just beating up a bad team. They haven't had to go into a shootout where Lamar's had to really perform, at least my opinion. There'll be opportunities for Lamar to perform. I mean, you can't drop Lamar. You can't not start Lamar. Like, he's a league winner for sure. How many guys, regardless of position, how many players in fantasy can score 50 points? And Lamar's one of them. There's 5 guys, maybe 5, maybe, and Lamar's one of them. So
apparently, Bryce Young can do it on some random days once in a while, and then come back with 6 points.
Maybe, yeah. If you want to bank on that, but like, you're not dropping Lamar for Bryce Young. You know what I'm saying? So like, Lamar's one of the guys that can do it back-to-back weeks and win you a championship.
Nobody. I've been 20-point favorites the last 3 weeks. 20-point favorite the last 3 weeks. Lost all of them. Rated 100 overall. 1 or 2 games away from this in the playoffs. Here's the thing. Don't believe in projections and all that kind of shit. I don't believe in that at all. It's a nice little like talking point or jumping off point for some of your players, but I don't go by projections. These sites are pretty much dog shit.
Yeah. No, the projections are really, they're more demoralizing. It's like a what's the right term? Like a psyop. It's a psychological experiment. Like, they just focus, like, make sure that you think that you're gonna lose. Because here's what happened this last week. I was in first place, projected to destroy someone by 30%. I ended up losing, and then I play you, first place, top points, 1 loss, and I'm in 9th place, and somehow I beat you. Like, even though I was projected to lose by 40%, whatever it was.
It's like ADP. ADP should be a guideline, not a Bible. Drop Shaheed for Jaden Higgins. Yeah, dude, I dropped Shaheed in a bunch of leagues. He's just not involved, and this is all without Torrey Horton's out. So like, you'd think it'd be better for them. They traded for him, but Cooper Kupp's still the number 2 there. AJ Barner gets a lot of run, and they literally only throw the ball to JSN. And why wouldn't you? It works. It works.
Yeah, this felt like Shaheed's opportunity. Horton out, rule out for or whatever. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this seemed like the opportunity for him. He seems more of a safety valve than a necessity for him. So, I mean, they keep winning. Their formula is running and deep play actions and all that. So Shaheed, it makes sense in that sense, but they don't need him right now. So.
All right. Injury news on Jacobs and Genty. I have both. Genty, they should both play. Genty is less likely to play because, like, what do they need him for? The season's over. I think he's going to want to be out there, but Jacobs was pushing to play last week, like I said, and they had to pretty much drag him off the field and be like, you're not playing this week, come back Thanksgiving. So barring a setback, the thing about Jacobs was he was fine to play. His range of motion from the swelling was enough to where he wasn't going to be the same player. And I'm guessing that'll be down, it'll be better than it was on Sunday. So I'm guessing he's playing. I'd say Genty 80% chance, Jacobs 90% chance. You agree?
Yeah, for sure. I'm all Jacobs. Like Genty, the Raiders in general, like, yeah. But if you can get Jacobs, I mean, Jacobs for sure. It's, I mean, think of like, swollen ankle. Like, I mean, just you're not gonna you push it if you don't need to. So the Packers are thinking about the playoffs. The Packers are thinking about long term. Packers aren't worried about. They have the personnel to advance a single week without Jacobs. Jacobs will be back for sure. He should have been back this week. He could have been back. If it was a playoff game, Jacobs is there. He's playing.
100%. Let's see here. We have Gainwell, Harvey, Bucky, and Hunt. Start 2, flex 1. So you got to bench one of them. Well, Bucky might not even play, so your answer might just be taken care of. So you're starting Harvey and Hunt for sure, Gainwell as well. So I think Bucky's the bench no matter what, even if he does play, because it's a 3-way committee the first game. It might be a 3-way committee with out Baker Mayfield, which Teddy Bridgewater does not. He looked awful.
Yeah. I'm not counting on the Bucks without Baker. Like Baker is that engine. So I'm not going to count on the offense in general. RJ Harvey to me is the clear start there.
Champagne, would you trade Shakir and Judkins for Rico? I'll say this. If it's a shallow league, yes, I'd probably do that. I'm a little concerned about Rico, not like some people, but a little concerned. Chuba played more than I would have liked in that Monday night game. If it's a deep league, I'm not doing it. If it's a 12-team league with a flex, like, dude, I want Shakir, I want Judkins, and I guess here's if it's half PPR, I'm not doing this trade because I think I like Judkins almost as much as Rico. Full PPR, Judkins goes down a peg, I would do it. You agree, Caps?
So Shakir and Judkins for Rico. Oh, dude, I'm for sure. So this guy's getting Rico?
Yeah.
No. To me, there's no effing way. Like Rico to me, even though he's been producing, Rico, when I watch him, is a Jalen Waddle. Every other play, he's out, he's holding something, he's limping. And Chuba is not a scrub. He's a franchise hero almost. Like there's very little that needs to happen for Chuba to get another opportunity, in my mind. Judkins, he came back after beating up his girlfriend and got every opportunity in the world. So he's
allegedly.
Yeah. But my point being is like he didn't have to do much to get the job. He's got the job. Rico is just too fragile for me. And then Shakir being attached with Josh Allen. I think the upside there is 5 touchdowns in a game and a half.
I'm starting Nico and Olave. He's wondering who he should start at flex. Devonta Smith, Jalen Warren, Gainwell, or Debo. This is 100% Devonta Smith, baby, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Look at this from Cruz, my guy Cruz. What a nice guy, man. Thank you. Best show on YouTube. Best show on the tube. Maybe the tube's a separate thing because we are the best show on the tube. Big love for you, Cruz. Shout out to a Patreon member, Cruz, who's just been awesome. Also, one of the MVPs of the Discord. This guy's hilarious, awesome. Cruz was actually the recipient of the first hat giveaway. So I do every month. I give away a free hat. Again, guys, join the Patreon, get in the Discord, and then you get eligible to win these hats. And there's only like 12 people. You got to be in the pro tier and above. There's only 10 people. Now there's only 9 because Cruz already won his. Sorry, Cruz. I'm not giving you another one. Maybe in a year or two when you wear it out. But yeah, so I give out one every month. So eventually, if not many people more join, you're gonna get one eventually. So nice little perk. I got give back to the people, right? That's what I want to do.
Let's go.
So Michael Wilson is my father, my son, my brother, my friend, my lover, as long as Marvin's gone. Yeah, I was Kappa. I don't know if you've been watching, but I was 4 weeks ago, I was like all in on Parker Washington. I told everyone pick up Parker Washington like he's the start of the week, and then it was a 2-week run. And then when the Marvin Harrison appendectomy happened, I was like, Michael Wilson's a top 25 receiver. He even exceeded my expectations. I picked him up everywhere, and those 2 calls worked. Now this last week, I called out Yoshi Vosh as my guy that everyone could get. He had 11 PPR points, so not. It wasn't like with the bar set.
Yeah.
But,
no, dude. Michael Wilson is Marvin Harrison's real son. Wilson, like Marvin Harrison, is hoping that Michael Wilson's his real son because this is the production that Harrison Sr. was hoping for. And maybe this is the perfect storm of Brissett and Wilson and Kyler out and Harrison out. But also, like, this is just so. The fact that we're talking about these backups doing so well, it just seems so unsustainable. Like, there's no way I'm going to count on this going into any type of do or die situation. So in general, like, I'm not in love with any of the Cardinals, even McBride. Like, it's just not exciting to me.
Oh, McBride's the best tight end ever.
Great. But like, this is all. I just feel this is a house of cards. All of it. Like, it's you're just setting yourself up to have these expectations with McBride, 10 catches for 120 yards in the playoffs. He's going to do a 2 for 40.
Oh no, Trey McBride does 6 catches minimum. He has the record for most games with 6+ catches. It's never 2 catches is never going to happen, bro. Trey McBride's at 2 years of this.
Yeah, we'll see.
Jacoby Brissett's a kingmaker. Ron says defense this week: Los Angeles Chargers or Green Bay Packers. Well, I'll put it this way: the Packers are in Detroit. They play at Detroit, and the Chargers are at home against the Raiders. So I'd say the Green Bay probably has a better defense than the Chargers, better fantasy defense for sure. But I usually choose a matchup over the defense, and this is a screaming Los Angeles Chargers.
Yeah, I'm on the brink of elimination. I have the Packers defense, and I'm looking for an alternative. So
Hetzer, Bretton Strange, or Dallas Goedert this week. For me, it's Dallas Goedert. Start your studs, and also the Bears are down like their top 3 linebackers. So it's not good.
How do you guard him? Like, Bears might get smoked this week.
Mike, Arizona, they're not smart. He says if Arizona's smart, Wilson will be their main guy, wide receiver 1 moving forward. For 1, Arizona's not smart. For 2, Marvin Harrison is a top 6 overall NFL draft pick with big pedigree, a can't-miss player, son of an all-time receiver. I still like Marvin Harrison. He just can't catch the ball, and he doesn't really get a lot of separation. He's a big dude. Michael Wilson's just that dog. He's got that dog in him. So if anything, it's just they have a nice little depth piece now. They have a good number 2. Trey McBride's the 1 there. You're gonna have Trey McBride the 1. You're gonna have Marvin Harrison as a 2, and you're actually gonna have Wilson. Now the problem with Wilson in the past, he was always playing 80% of the snaps. They just weren't looking his way. And the coach came out today and said even when Marvin Harrison comes back, Wilson, he wasn't saying he earned a bigger role because he always had a big role. He earned the targets. Now he earned plays drawn up for him. That's the difference. So I think Michael Wilson's still a top 36 guy, even with Marvin Harrison back.
I don't know, man. It's like I've seen this story before with the D-Hop and the Christian Kirk. And Christian Kirk went to Jackson. Like, it's Christian Kirk. It's
Christian Kirk sucks, though.
He was. I mean, he was the same thing that Michael Wilson is now.
Yeah,
same thing he's doing. Like, randomly got 10 catches, and it ended with 60 or 70 catches, and then ended up getting a big contract, going and getting another 60
real quick. Hold on. Michael Wilson has 25 catches and 300 yards in 2 weeks. I'm just saying. I know it's Brissett's throwing the ball over the place. Whatever. I don't give a fuck. That is like Rico Dowdle level production for a 2-week stretch that not many players have had. So you got to have some ability to have those numbers. And Christian Kirk never did that.
Michael Wilson is like 4 or 5 years in the league now, man. Like, this is
his 3rd year.
It feels like longer. It's just like he's been a rookie since I was a fan of the Cardinals. Either way, it's my point being it's not something that I am necessarily buying into. Michael Wilson is not a revelation to me. Jacoby Brissett's not a revelation to me.
Maybe I'm biased because I told everyone to pick him up everywhere, and I have him 11 leagues. Like,
temporarily, fine. fine. Look, it's if you need a upside risk, those are the guys. But like, it's not something I would. It's not something I would. If someone I care about, I wouldn't confidently give them the advice to pick up Michael Wilson or Jacoby Brissett, right? Like there's upside there. It makes sense, but it's just not something I'm that confident. So,
Hetzer, if you had to start one quarterback this week, who would you start? Purdy, Jones, Taylor, Mariota, Shuck, Cousins, Tagovailoa, or Ward? I saw like Trump trying to say Tua's name. Now I can't talk because I'm all tongue tied. Because Tua Tagovailoa. Also, I gotta put this in here just because this is how I kind of sounded, and I make fun of myself.
And you got to give credit to this rookie sensation wide receiver out of Ohio State, Emeka Egbegbue. Emeka Egbegbue. Emeka Egbegbue.
All right, sorry. The answer would probably be Daniel Jones or Tua.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, so you're trying to pick someone off of the waiver wire, is what you're doing.
Well, I'm guessing he has Purdy in his roster.
Yeah, yeah, Tua. I mean, who's the guy that's most likely to throw 4 touchdowns? It's Tua.
Jay Henderson or Chase Brown at RB2. I'll phrase it like this, man. I'm going Chase Brown unless Samaje Perine plays. If Samaje Perine's active for this game, I'm going Travion Henderson. If he's not active, Chase Brown's getting 90% of the snaps. So I'm not going away from that. But if you have Perine back, you saw with Perine there, it was a 60-40 split. Now, Perine coming off an injury might be a 70-30, but I want the better player in Henderson if that's the case. If they're having the same snap share, give me Henderson. If Chase Brown's going to dominate the work 90%, I want Chase Brown. You agree?
I disagree. Henderson is a product of everyone else being hurt. Like, Vrabel is a coach of give the vets until they lose it. Like, Henderson did his job when he was asked to do his job. I think the vets will fill back in their job. I think it's not Henderson's job anymore. Where I think it's Chase Brown. Like, I'll take the 70-30 split versus the 60% not Henderson and 40-30% Henderson. I'll take the starter. I'll take the for sure starter, the guy that's going to get 70%, and Chase Brown.
Yeah, Samaje Perine doesn't like scare you off at all.
I saw what Perine was doing when the Bengals couldn't score 14 points, and Chase Brown was still getting the majority of the work. I mean, like, I know what Chase Brown's going to do as long as he's healthy. When Stevenson is healthy, like, it's Henderson's getting 0% to 30%. I know he's performed, so maybe he gets that Perine role. Is my guess. He's more likely to get Perine than he is Chase Brown. Chase Brown's going to get Chase Brown. Henderson, best case scenario is getting Perine.
Okay.
But okay. He can do more with Perine.
Yeah. Well, Henderson's still going to be the starter there, bro. Like, it's not going to be. I trust me. I've been on this camp forever. At worst, it's going to be 60-40 Henderson over Stevenson. I feel like that's the worst case scenario, at least this week.
So. I don't think.
You think it's 50-50?
I would say Henderson gets less than 50.
It's a bold call, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off. We have Jonathan saying Tua's name gives people CTE. Yeah, and I'm going to show you why.
Hey, what's next? All right, I'm going to gun this car as fast as it goes directly into that wall. Now, judging by the distance, I'm thinking I could get her up to about 60, 70 miles an hour. Definitely. Holy shit, dude! Are you all right? Yeah. Why did you jump out? Okay. Holy shit! Dude! Okay. Oh, my God! I was going too fast. I was going too fast. Oh, my God! All right, let's get out of here. We're going to...
That was for you, Jonathan. That's one of my favorite clips. Colby has a good call here. He says projections are nice but rarely accurate. Here's the problem with projections: is if you notice what they do is they do like a 0.6 touchdown, and they give you the points. They give you like a guy projected for 4 points for a touchdown because they give him a 0.6 chance. Like, what does that even mean? That means that they're more likely than not to score a touchdown. Like, that's not a projection. That's actually the definition of projection, but that's not valuable to you. I want to know, is he going to score? Is he not going to score? I want to know actually what's his upside, what's his range of outcomes. They don't factor those things in, so that's why projections are garbage. They're garbage. It would never project Michael Wilson for 15 catches and 185 yards, Kappa. You know what his Vegas number was in that game? It was 46 yards.
Yeah, it's that's the beautiful thing about sports is you're always going to get these random occurrences, and then I mean,
Gray. Remember the running back for the Patriots had 4 touchdowns and cut a week later because he missed a meeting.
Yeah. It was just a fill in. I mean, that was peak Belichick, though.
Exactly. Only Belichick would cut a guy after 4 touchdowns to prove a point.
Like, fuck it. I got this backup. Here's 4 touchdowns and 200 yards. Yeah.
LM says, hey, guys, I have Dak, Brissett, and Purdy available on waivers at Jackson Dart. Who should I drop to get him? I would just roll with Dak and Purdy, honestly, and then just drop Brissett or roll with those 3. I wouldn't pick up Jackson Dart. I guess I would drop Brissett for Jackson Dart, but why do you want 3 quarterbacks in a 1 quarterback league? Dak and Purdy, you can play matchups with those guys. I want to roll with that.
Yeah, I'd say Dak is your pillar, and then build around that based on injury news and stuff. Like, I'm not overexcited. I'm more Dart. If Dart's playing, I'm more Dart over Brissett. I'll go Dak and Dart. DD.
Sven, Dortch, Jaden Reed, or DK, pick one. We're going DK, right?
What was it? Let me see.
Dortch, Jaden Higgins, or DK?
I'm DK, yeah.
LM says, is it worth dropping Addison for Quentin Johnson or Jaden Higgins? I want to keep I'm keeping Addison because you don't know what Brosmer, he's going to be better than JJ was, and like he could be what Nick Mullins was. You might actually get back to a normal Kevin O'Connell offense. So give me Addison. And QJ is still playing 80% of the snaps there in Los Angeles, and Jaden Higgins is a rookie. And like I don't mind it. I'm saying Nico Collins is the one there, the best defense in the league. How many passes are they going to throw?
I'm an Addison guy. Here's the reference I would go to. It is when Rodgers was ruled out. I was happier about DK, just because I knew that the schmuck is not Aaron Rodgers, can't spread it out. So I know they're going to focus more on their primary guys. I know Addison's not Justin Jefferson. However, I think Addison will be a focus because he had 1 target for 0 yards last week, kind of greasy wheel type deal. And it's not going to get worse than McCarthy. So it's all bullish in terms of anything Minnesota in terms of offense.
It's definitely not. Colby, I knew Kamara would get hurt at some point, so I've been stashing Neal. I have Neal in like my really deep league stash, and I've been grabbing him in some. I have him in maybe 6 spots. I'm not very high, but I'm higher than some. I'm tempering my expectations just because Taysom Hill. I've been saying it all show. I like the workload because Audric Estime is terrible, but he's never going to be a top 12 guy. But he could be a flex guy, possibly even a low end RB2. The Lions might be without Brock Wright now. He hasn't even practiced. Dude, they're losing everyone now. Brock Wright, they're losing. Laporta's gone. Brock Wright's gone. Like they need Tesla to step up. Is what they need.
Yeah. Oh, dude, how epic would that be if Tesla became a league winner? Like so many like best ballers and so many early drafters had Tesla. I mean, all the redraft guys, he's gone now. But like all these best ball guys are sitting there. I mean, it makes sense. I have faith in the Lions. I mean, the Lions offense, like Jared Goff, and yeah, I'm confident that they'll score the average at least 28 points going forward. Is my guess. So if you can get a part of that offense, I think you're doing well.
Junk says, Junk Buster, my favorite name in the chat. Concern level on Emeka at Big Boo. He has been, I think, wide receiver 46 the last 5 weeks in PPR. He looks, I don't know if he's hurt anymore, but he was hurt, right? And his vertical jump is the worst I've ever seen. He does not look very athletic. He's not a number 1. They're playing him at X. The problem is that Mike Evans got hurt. He's a slot receiver. He's a big slot. He can play Y. He can play Z. He cannot play X. He is just playing X receiver right now. He's not capable of beating these elite corners. And now you have Baker banged up. So what's your concern level on Ibuka?
Yeah, I mean, there's a difference between playing around Mike Evans and Godwin and McMillan and Otten with a healthy Baker that's just slinging it versus being the only show in town with an injured Baker. Um, if you can buy super low, well, I guess you can't even trade anymore. But like, if he's a level of concern, I would say is a 7. Like, he's not like I'm happy to have him, but he's not someone I for sure starting every week anymore.
I would say he's still a must start because targets, but I would say, he was talked about as a top 12 guy, top 8 guy, whatever he was ranked and where people were talking about him. Now I'd say he's more in the low end wide receiver 2, high end wide receiver 3 range with upside clearly in floor. But it's like last week we saw 3 catches for 32 yards and his long was 32 yards. So he had 2 catches for 0 yards until that 32-yard reception. That's bad.
Well, he had a stellar start to the season when Mike Evans was around. Mike Evans got hurt, and now all the attention's on him. And he, for 5-6 weeks, he's done nothing. I mean, and Baker is now hurt. It's not an exciting. It's not an exciting opportunity. It's not. Like, I don't see the pathway where you win a league that way.
Jacoby Myers or Tremere DK? Half PPR, no return yards. What do you got? Ooh. You're saying Jacoby Myers, right?
I think so.
Let's see.
I mean, DK's. There's something about this strictly like it's just a gut feeling. Like DK, there's something about DK where I feel like he's going to be a league changer. Maybe 1 week, maybe not every week, but at least a week. Like I think he's going to be a game. He's going to have the opportunities. It's
Cruz is funny. Michael Wilson got better numbers than Xavier Worthy in just 2 games. Like essentially, he has the same numbers as Xavier Worthy on the year.
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude. Worthy's terrible. He is not a good wide receiver. He's so fast, but he's the worst like deep ball tracker and like has no awareness of the sideline and can't fight through any contact. Never catching a 50-50 ball, Caps.
No, I mean it's. Yeah, with Mahomes, you just need to be in the right place at the right time and just catch the ball. Like you don't. Mahomes isn't really putting up too much for too many people. He's put in the right spot. Just make the catch. And Worley can't seem to get open. It's not. I mean, he can't get schemed open.
He's rough. GT, start any defense against the Browns rest of the season? ? Here's the problem with that. Is that the Browns defense is so good that's going to end up hurting your defense against the Browns because Myles Garrett will get you 2 short fields, right? You're going to get picks and turnovers, and like that's the problem. Yes, it's still a favorable matchup because I don't believe in Shedeur Sanders. We call him Shitter Sanders on the channel, but it's risky.
I agree. I mean, yeah, you're. I mean, the Browns have to be a top defense. I mean. Anyway, I'm just trying to think. Like it's not. It's a good question. I'm trying to like wrap my mind around it. It'll be situational for me. I don't have a strong opinion one way or the other.
Right. Here's how I'll put it. I'll start a good team's defense against the Browns because I believe their offense won't put them in really bad spots. I'm not starting the Raiders against the Browns just because it's the Browns. And we saw that happen this last week. Some people started the Raiders defense and like their offense put their defense in such precarious spots that their defense only ended up scoring 6 points, even though they actually did pretty good against Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah.
Michael Penix is going to be a bust in my opinion from Raya. I hope I'm wrong, but he's a 26/27-year-old quarterback still learning when he comes back, ain't it? Here's the problem, Michael Penix. ACL injury. He had 2 ACL. This is his 3rd ACL. 2 ACLs in college. If you remember why he was such an old rookie coming out is because he tore his ACL 2 separate years in college. Played Indiana, I think is where he started. Then he ended up finishing in Washington, right? But he had 2 years where it was whatever they call it, injury designation, injury red shirt. So he played 6 years in college. So like the dude's he's literally a bionic man right now, and I'm worried about him. That's a bad pick. The Cousins signing was bad. They traded their 1st rounder for edge rusher this year. They don't have their 1st round pick. They're in a rough spot, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I didn't realize Penix was thought of a long-term solution. And so,
Well, he was. He's a second-year player.
well, I think that was more of a product of the talent around him. He has Bijan, he has Drake London, he has Mooney, he has Kyle
Well,
Pitts.
they drafted him 7th overall, though. You don't draft a guy for like a stopgap. 7th overall is franchise quarterback territory in real.
No, I get that, but I thought that it's just my opinion of him. He was already done for. This was his chance to kind of like a reclamation project almost. Like it felt like he had gotten benched last year, in my opinion. The way I viewed it, he got benched last year. He was already fucked up last year. This is a chance to earn the job, and he kind of fucked up this year. I know the injury is the reason he's benched.
He was not playing well this year.
No, I know he wasn't. There's nothing about Penix that excites me. So to me, this question is kind of like, well, obviously, like Penix is not the future.
But it's not obvious because where they drafted him. You know what I mean? Like he was the guy, and they gave Kirk Cousins the first. Cousins was supposed to start the whole year last year, and then he obviously was done. They brought him in, he looked okay, and then they're like, okay, you're our guy this year. They were five. They should have been. They should have been better than the record this year because they had some nice wins. But he has a really strong arm, but he can't read defenses. He has no touch, and he is not mobile at all. And it's only going to be worse now.
Yeah, to me, it's not. It's a weird question because to me, like Penix is already not the answer. I thought this was a stopgap. Like the fact that people were thinking that Penix was the long-term future. This is the first time I'm hearing it. So to me, it's like a visceral reaction. I'm just like, I didn't realize people thought Penix was something. I thought Penix was always.
It's not that they thought that, Caps. It's based on where they drafted him 7th overall. You don't draft a guy 7th overall for that's like, and like Jackson Dart is borderline franchise guy at 26th overall. 2nd round, 3rd round, right? Like Kenny Pickett range. That was also a 1st round pick. Those guys are like, if it works, it works. If not, it doesn't. Like Shador Sanders, like no one expects shit 5th round pick. Top 7, dude, is like you're giving up blue chip players to draft a quarterback. Just wacky stuff. The Falcons suck. Alex says, should I trade Shakir and Aaron Jones for Kyron Williams? I think I know Kappa's answer on this one.
I would. Honestly, I would. I would take Kyron.
Kyron's been rough. They have not been running the ball at all, but they will. They will give him some more goal line carries. So I'm doing this trade. You're getting out from under a Vikings running back, which we don't know what the hell's going on there. And then I like Shakir, but he's inconsistent. He's a wide receiver 3. So you're literally
dice roll, Yahtzee.
God, McAuliffe is going to miss the playoffs at 10-4. He's 10-4 right now. He says he's already missed the playoffs. I don't know how to cope with this one. I'll say this: whiskey, brother.
Yeah, man, I wish I was 7-4.
Ooh, this is a good one from GT. GT has the best what if questions. What's more irritating during Thanksgiving, drunk sister or overly religious father-in-law?
What
do you? That's tough.
I think a drunk sister because I feel like you're more on equal footing, like in your mind with a sibling, versus a father-in-law. You view them a different way, so you kind of have to accept what they say to a certain sense. Where if it's a sibling, like dude, you could elbow them, you could give them a wet willy, whatever. But the father-in-law, there's only so much, right?
No, I give the father-in-law a wet willy. Religious motherfucker, wet willy, and be like, hey, you know what? This is from Satan, bro. Okay, we're almost caught up to the chat. Well, we got about 18 minutes left on this goal. So, 3 more supers for one more chug. I'd like to chug one more beer. That would be awesome. And if not, no biggie. I'll probably chug it anyway. You know how I rock around here. Trone, who's a better start at quarterback this week? Bo Nix, Jackson Dart, or Trevor Lawrence? Ooh, hold on 1 second. Let's see. The Broncos have. Fuck do the Broncos have? They're coming off bye. Oh, it's Bo Nix, baby. The Broncos have the Commanders.
Yeah. And Bo Nix was off like back-to-back 4 touchdown games and had like back-to-back 1 touchdown games. They're also one of the best teams in the league. It's Sean Payton. I mean, he'll have a couple games left in terms of like the rest of it. Yeah, I don't know.
Rushing upside too. I'm going Bo Nix for sure. Alex says, yeah, he has good receivers, no running backs. That Shakir and Aaron Jones trade for Kyron. Do it because you're actually buying really low on Kyron. He's still the leader there. Corum eats into him, but he's still the guy in that offense. Love that trade for you. Do that one. Do that one. Would love that. Let's see. Ooh, GT, another good one. What's worse, hiccups or burps? I guess I got a better one for you. What's worse, AIDS or herpes?
Dude, hiccups. Hiccups for sure.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
AIDS or herpes. I would say AIDS.
But now AIDS is more treat. You can actually like treat. I guess you could treat herpes, but like you can't hide herpes. Like you can hide AIDS, HIV at least. AIDS is different. AIDS is a killer.
Yeah,
HIV.
dude, if you hide AIDS and have sex with someone, that's
a crime.
I feel like
that's a crime though. It's a felony.
It's illegal, right?
That's illegal. That's illegal. Yeah.
With herpes, they just have to be negligent. That's that's their negligence, I would assume. With AIDS,
there's
you
also
have
those
to.
there's also those. It's actually the easiest place to get laid. I've heard is there's herpes dating websites where like obviously you don't give a fuck. So like the girls are just easy as hell because they have herpes. I'm just saying if you have herpes and then the girl has herpes, you don't give a fuck. You just don't have to use condoms and you can still get her knocked up, I suppose. But I feel like it's just like the easiest place. It's like it's not like farmers.com or whatever, the farmers only. Like that's not like those girls aren't putting out. The herpes girls are definitely putting out because they have herpes. So moving on here, concern level of Bucky. I don't know what the backfield looks like. Very concerned with Baker's injury, with Sean Tucker emerging, with you have Rashad White still getting the pass catching role. So that is my concern. What's your concern level, Caps?
Strictly landmines there. Level concern is high for all that. I want some certainty going into it. The more certainty you can find, the better going into the playoffs because there's too many variables with injuries and all this stuff. I don't need to add more confusion. And I mean maybe if you're the last seed going against the number one seed, you'll take some risks. But in general, especially this time of year, I'm trying to minimize my risks right now.
All right. We have Mike says, I think I'm sitting Buka for Wilson this week. It's for Michael Wilson. If Baker and Marvin Harrison Jr. are both out, I'm doing that 100%, bro. Well, you think that's crazy, Caps?
No, like we were talking about, I think Baker is the reason that Buka's a thing. Michael Wilson is a thing because of Brissett. So, yeah, I mean, no, I'm with that.
Dude, I might play Michael Wilson over Ibuka even if Baker plays because Baker's going to be hurt. Like, give me.
I have so much Michael Wilson in my best balls. I'm sorry.
I've been talking about Michael Wilson for years.
Yeah.
Niners versus Browns. That performance from, how many picks is Brock Purdy going to throw against the Browns?
Yeah, many because he doesn't throw it too deep, and Myles Garrett will get to him too early. So CMC will probably have 18 catches.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a good matchup.
Well, how are they going to counter the impossible force that fucking Myles Garrett is right now? They're going to throw it quick. And they'll throw it quick too. Your boys CMC and Kittle.
Angel, my wide receivers are Shakir, Pittman, Metcalf. Who else can I add? I got to see what your waiver wire is, Angel. All these kind of really deeper questions, man. These are really perfect for the Discord because you can post your team. You can post the free agent wire. You can actually give us visuals, and I can take time to kind of go over it on this show. It's hard. I can give you a long answer, 2-minute answer, but I need specifics, and I also can't take 10 minutes on a question. I will do that in the Discord. So Angel, some of you other guys, professionalfanatics.com. Check that out. It's $2 to get in the Discord. 65 people in there. If you want to pay the $5, you want access to my bets. Real quick, show you all what's cooking here. If you want to, actually, it'll pay for itself in one bet just because we hit them all the time. 60-32, gentlemen. 60-32. That's a 4-year track record of just balling out. Caps knows what's up. He's been following these for quite a while. It's where it's at. It's really where it's at. So
Yes, sir.
Make some money. And the thing is, you can get these bets. I do release them an hour before the games, and then like Saturday night before Sunday. The odds change so much that you're not going to get the odds I get, and then therefore we're going to be losing money. And you probably will still win more bets than you lose, but you'll be losing money in the aggregate of not getting the bets early because you'll lose 1 or 2 every 2 weeks. Because I'll have Gibbs at 77 yards by the time you bet it. When I release them, I bet them on Wednesday. I release them on Saturday. The line goes up to 84. Typically, I'm always on that side of it where 7 yards is big. You can definitely get in the middle of that, and then I win and you lose kind of thing. So you want to get the odds that I'm getting because those are the ones that are winning with the record I'm placing. And player prop lines move a lot, man. Especially you got to hit them right when they come out. Right when they come out, Kappa. That's what I do. Cruz knows what's up. He says 60 and 32. Is that a goat or is that a llama? I could be the llama too. I don't care. Yeah, so do that again. My dogs are me fucking freaking out. Oh my god, that's awesome. Thank you, Cruz. One more away from a chug. I'm looking forward to this chug. I'm already pretty litty here. This is a good one from Dakota. Caps is the guy who buys a Mustang GT for 1 year until his Lambo is ready.
Yeah, my Lambo. Well, dude. So funny enough, I've been looking into like growing up, like in high school, we had all these guys, these people that had like these kind of what I would consider like Mickey Mouse Mustangs, like these like '90s Mustangs. But now, like looking back on them, like those are kind of cool. Like what, like one of those older Mustangs, like these like late '90s Mustangs now, like specifically a V8. So I'm kind funny enough, I'm looking into it before my Lambo. My Lambo's on the way. I'm just waiting for my season long best of it.
Bones had what was it, a 2000 Mustang, that white one. It was a V6, and this thing sucked, right? It had no room, it wasn't powerful at all, and it had a governor on it.
He's the first license guy.
Yeah, but we used to go on like these long like country roads, and we got up to 115 once, and that was as fast as it could go because this is a Mustang. I was like, my Altima now goes faster than that. Like wild.
Dude, what was the back in the day where there was like a back road where we would go to smoke blunts? Man, I can't remember. I wish I could remember right now. If Bones was here, he'd remember.
No, I don't know. He smoked a lot of weed. He wouldn't remember.
It was like, oh my goodness. Yeah. Either way, I never smoked, but I was always on a cruise with you guys, and like you guys would like go to this like specific neighborhood. I don't know. It's the glory days. I don't know. Just thinking about
it. Was Caps. You were always the one that everyone thought smoked weed, but you didn't. Scott says start one: Burrow, May, or Stafford. I know Kappa's going to say Stafford. I'm going to say May.
I'm a Stafford guy.
All right. Mike says sit one quarterback, sit one wide receiver, super flex. Lamar, Dak, Burrow. I think we can say we are sitting Burrow.
I agree.
And then Puka, Chase, Buka, Wilson, Shakir. I think we're going to sit Shakir.
Wilson, which Wilson? What?
Michael Wilson.
Man. See, that's just so. Yeah, I agree. Secure. Yeah.
Ooh, Ron says flex. Pick one. We got another scoring here. Let's assume this is PPR. Pick one: Hampton, Mooney, or Manungai. It's not Hampton. We don't even know who he's playing. It's not going to be Hampton. If it's PPR, I'm going Mooney. If it's half, I'm going Manungai. You agree, Caps?
Yeah, for sure. I think Mooney, regardless. I don't think London plays.
All right, sit one. We already got those questions in. This week, would you start Jefferson or Ibuka? Jefferson. I'm starting Jefferson. Give me the elite talent, right?
Yeah, he'll get his.
GT, sell Bowers or keep him. Redraft PPR. I'm keeping him because I feel like his stock after that first game where he balled out, he's kind of been pretty bad. It's not really his fault. They haven't been targeting him. I'm keeping Bowers unless I can get like Trey McBride or if I have another tight end. Like I'm not selling Bowers. Are you?
What is this, Dynasty?
No, this is redraft.
Still solid. All right. So, I mean, at this point, I'll keep. Like, what can you sell him for? Like, what are you going to get
That's the
back?
question, but I wouldn't even sell him unless I'm getting a boatload because
Exactly.
I feel like he's
Full
going to be better.
PPR. Like, what are you going to get back for him? Like, tell me a tight end that is going to outproduce him. McBride, Kelsey, maybe Warren.
Damn, this is some good info here. This is why I love this chat. I learn a lot as well as entertaining. Jonathan says Browns-Niners game is going to be a big weather game, either big snow game or freezing rain. Ooh, I favor the Browns in that game then if that's the case, because the Niners defense, I know they looked good last week, but like they're not good. They're not good at all.
Well, they're also from California. They're from San Francisco. They're used to some nice toasty weather, and I don't know.
Alex, London, it's Ladd. Even if London was playing hurt, it'd be Ladd. London's not playing this week. It's all bit decided. I think he might come back week 14 though. But if he comes back, I'm still going Ladd after a bye. You agree?
Yeah, London's scary to me. He's been hurt all year. Like he got hurt week 2, I think, with the shoulder. Was questionable to come back. He's been beat up all year. They're not playing for anything. I'll take Ladd.
Yeah. Who's your favorite player to watch, Caps?
Kyler
Murray?
No. Honestly, when DK's cooking, I like Metcalf. Just because his hustle. Like I've never seen anyone run as hard as he does. I'll still go Nick Chubb. I'm not the fact that he's still playing. Nick Chubb for 5 years in a row was probably my favorite player to watch.
Yeah, not now. We don't want to watch him play, but
I'm gonna give him love while because I have no good answer. So.
McAuliffe, Penix at pick. Penix went at 8 and went over Nix, Bowers, and Jared Verse. Good call. Yeah, sorry, I said 7. Again, I don't have it. All these things I give you, I have no stats in front of me. This is all on the top of my head. So sometimes I'm not exactly right, but I said 7. This show moves way too fast to have a computer up in front of me and me researching these things because it just doesn't work like that. I can't. The show would take 5 hours. I wouldn't get to half the questions. So I try to be as accurate as I can, but thank you for the clarification, my dude. And that's really bad because Bo Nix is way younger and way better, and Brock Bowers and Jared Verse. Gross. Here we go. Hey y'all, I'm 8-4 in redraft. Would you trade away Javonte and Bowers to get JT and Gatson?
Javonte and Bowers.
That's fucking crazy. That's a tough one, man. You're getting the best player in the deal. JT has a really hard schedule, though.
I think I'm still going JT Gatson.
Yeah, Javonte's not getting fucking any like goal line carries anymore. It's not like he's not in the game. They're just throwing the ball. I do like Gatson a decent amount. So I guess here's the question: Is JT? How much better is JT than Javonte compared to how much worse is Gatson than Bowers? Right? It's a really fair trade.
Well, here, I think Javonte is valuable because he was a 14th round pick. So I think that's his value at this point is that you have no cost for Javonte. And Bowers, you invested, so now you're committed. For JT, you got him like 2nd, 3rd round. Gatson undrafted. I'm going JT Gatson. The cost isn't there, and you're getting potentially the MVP at running back versus a guy like Javonte. His big value is the fact that he was drafted so late. Like he hasn't done shit in 5 or 6 weeks.
Yeah, give me JT as well. I get you that one. Bowers or Kittle this week.
Walker for 5 weeks.
We're going Bowers over Kittle every week. I love me George Kittle, but Bowers, especially in PPR, Bowers is the play. You agree? Pick 2, Hall, Juckins, Rico, Chase Brown, Harvey. I am going to go to, let's call this half PPR. Harvey for sure. Oh, man, this is really tough. Holy fuck. You should have made a trade, man. What do you got, Caps, on this one? Like, who's a must start here? It can't be Rico.
The latter too. I'm chasing Harvey. Chase Brown, Harvey.
Yeah, I like Breece Hall right now with Tyrod Taylor, baby. So that could be.
I didn't. Okay, I missed Hall. I'll do Chase Brown Hall. Honestly, like Harvey's night. I'll do Chase Brown and Hall. I mean, they're all nice. I mean, they're all quality.
I'll say this. I didn't say my favorite player to watch was Tucker Kraft. And I did a whole eulogy. I sang on air. Kappa, you remember me singing on the show. I did an official eulogy for Tucker Kraft when he got injured. I sung Bette Midler. Did you ever know that you're my hero? You're everything I wish I could be. I can fly higher than an eagle. You are the wind beneath my wings. Miss you, Tucker. Love you, Tucker Kraft. What a guy. I think that the proper answer is Gibbs, right? Gibbs is probably the most fun. Gibbs or Bijan, but Gibbs is just so like shot out of a cannon when he hits the fucking hole.
Yeah. I don't know. I just keep going back to DK and Chubb right now.
Yeah, you love DK Metcalf, don't you? He's been bad. Not so much he's been bad, but he's just, dude, he's such a limited player. It sucks. I wish he just was getting better. I don't think it's because he's not working on his game, but like, it just seems like he is just plateaued, bro. He hasn't got any.
Well, I don't feel like he has. But I love his effort. I feel like he is ultra talented, but still tries the hardest he can every play. I love that. Like
I do too. The chase down, everything.
All with Chubb, like he was so good for so long, and just handed the ball to the ref. There's no fucking dancing. There's no
not a diva.
Gritty. There's nothing. It was like, yeah, I'm good. Here's the ball, ref. Let's go back to work. So I love about those guys.
Guys in the chat, they said I should be an American Idol. Why are you hosting a fantasy show when you could be singing? I'm a drummer for one, and I actually can only sing one song. That's the problem with me is I can only sing Bette Midler. So like you give me any other song, I have one note, and it's Bette Midler. If I get out of my comfort zone of Bette Midler, I'm terrible. It's true, man. It's true. Cruz says, is the Trey Benson Chubby in effect this week? I think he's going to come back this week, Cruz. Now, am I starting him in any of my leagues? No. Not this week. I'm waiting for the fantasy playoffs where he has two awesome matchups. I got to see the workload. I'm still a little worried about Michael Wilson. Now, Storey is not as high on Benson as I am. I think Benson's going to come back to let's say week 2, week 3 comes back. The second and third week he comes back 65 to 70% workload when he comes back because DeMarcado, Michael Wilson, I wish it was Michael Wilson. Michael Carter and Bam Knight are just guys. So what do you think his workload will be, Cass, Trey Benson, when he comes back, like once he's healthy, like fully healthy?
Yeah, that's in general a situation I'm avoiding. Really, the Cardinals' offense in general, besides McBride, is something I'm avoiding because it's such a clusterfuck. It's so confusing. You might hit, you might not. Again, I'm risk adverse when it comes to that, especially this close to the playoffs. I'm not looking for a goose egg, and I think Trey Benson's the type of guy that has a potential for a goose egg. I think Benson's more likely for a goose egg than he is for 30 points. Like he's more likely to lose you a week than he is to win you a week. Trey Benson.
Dude, you are the biggest Cardinals fan. Now you just hate all things Cardinals.
I was a Kyler fan when he was in the contention for MVP candidate when I had all his rookie cards. Now I don't care. Now I'm unbiased. Benson, like maybe, but also very much maybe not.
I love the talent.
I don't know.
Man. Former second-round pick. I love the talent.
Maybe in balls deep where you have 18 flexes, you might be able to sneak him into one. But outside of that, good luck.
Hetzer, would you trade Brock Purdy for CJ Stroud? Absolutely not. The Houston defense is way too good. Brock Purdy's still chucking the ball downfield. I think he's gonna have big games.
He's gonna have to. Well, and see him. Just give him the ball to CMC. Let him go to work. CMC does the work.
Think about it like this. One team has literally, I know they look good on Monday night against the Panthers, but a pretty bad defense, like a top 5 worst defense. One team has a top 5 best defense. So one team has elite defense, one team has a terrible defense. I want the quarterback tied to the bad defense, if that makes sense. Also, that has George Kittle on it.
Yeah. It's, I mean, I think we were texting about how Houston defense was like all time. So
it is all time. In addition to this trade here from Keenan, would you still pick the JT side if it's Javonte Bowers, Franklin for JT, Gatson, Sutton. Dude, I like it more. I know, like here, I don't mind Troy Franklin. I'd rather have Cortland Sutton rest of the season than Troy Franklin. I don't care what's happened the last couple of weeks. I know it's shifted. Troy Franklin still has terrible hands. Cortland Sutton has a big bag of money. He still plays more snaps. It'll all come full circle. Do you want Cortland Sutton or Troy Franklin rest of the season, Caps?
Sutton or Franklin? Sutton for sure. Like Franklin, maybe. Like his dude, you and I grew up as Bears fans, and we saw Mike Brown have 2 or 3 weeks in a row where he had pick sixes. But like, I'm not going to count on that every week. My point being is that there's blow up weeks where guys make plays, but I'll take the guy that's made a play every week for the last 6-7 years. Like Sutton over the last decade has been an all time red zone guy. Sutton over the last decade has been half decade, call it, maybe not full decade, but a half decade. Like since he's been a relevant player, has been a top first down guy, a top red zone guy. I'll take Sutton.
Yeah, Sutton's awesome. Give me this question here, Caps. I have to chug a beer. I didn't meet the goal, but I'm going to put one more up there for a 1-1. I'm going to do it anyway because that's the kind of guy I am. How are we feeling about the Cowboys-Chiefs game? How will it go? I got Cowboys and upside since their offense is just rolling. Currently, I think it's Cowboys are getting 3.5 points.
Cowboys plus 3.5. Are they in Kansas City?
No, they're in Dallas.
No way. Dallas is at home getting 3.5.
Yep.
I guess the way I look, what's the over under? Do we know? I can't look it up.
52.
Right now.
My official would be Dallas 24. Uh-oh. My headphones died out. Dallas 24, Chiefs 27. So Dallas covers, Chiefs win. And it's over.
Wow. I can get down on that. I think that, man, the Cowboys are frisky right now. Their defense looks good. So
no business beating the Eagles last week. And they should be eliminated from playoff contention.
Yeah, but you know what? They grinded through that game, dude. So yeah. Jonathan, I really don't understand all the Benson hate. They're going to run him to the end of the year. I need to see if he's going to be their guy next year. Agreed. He's not like he was a 4th rounder. He was a 2nd round pick. So I do appreciate that. And that's why I like him. I like his talent. And what the nice thing is, I know he's probably not going to shit. I can hear myself.
I just muted it. So it might be better now.
Is it?
Well, because my headphone died. And so I was going through my phone, but I just muted it.
Damn it. No, I'm still coming through. He's a 2nd round pick. You have to mute your phone, Caps.
Here. Well, it's about to die, so I'm going to shut it off, and then I'll just come join you over there. You can just talk to me.
Yeah, come join me over here. Yeah. There we go. All right, we're back. Take this off too. So, yeah, I love Trey Benson, man. He's going to be a smash. I don't think he's going to be an RB1 or anything like that, but I feel good about him. I feel really good about him. I like the talent, and you made a good point that they need to see what they have. And they spent a second. I'm not bringing back James Conner either way, but are they going to spend a 3rd round pick on another running back? We don't know. He needs to prove himself and stay healthy as well. Love it, man. I really hope so. Connor, I'm 10-2. My running backs going into the playoffs are A-Chain, Dowdle, Manungai, and Wilson. Do I need to make a move for somebody? Are there still trades in your league, Connor? But, thank you. 3rd round pick, 66 overall. So that was essentially the first pick of the 3rd round mark. So pretty much a 2nd round pick, but right there. Pretty high for a running back. He should have been a 2nd round pick because I think a lot of people had him as was he the 3rd running back taken in that class? Mark, 3rd running back. I think a lot of people had him as the 2nd best running back in that class. So yeah, I'm into Benson the talents. Connor is 10-2. My running backs: A-Chain, Dowdle, Manungai, and Wilson. Well, I mean, what do you have, Connor? I got to see what you have in terms of the rest of your roster. Connor, post that in the Discord. I know you're in there, right? Post the rest of your roster in the Discord, and we could figure that out because I need to know who you have exactly. Drop Brissett or Purdy for darts. Brissett. I would drop Brissett for dart, I guess. Making the playoffs or start week 15 or don't pick up dart. I don't know, man. If it's 4 for a passing touchdown, I prefer Dart over Brissett. If it's 6 for a passing touchdown, give me Brissett. Recommendations for R-rated Christmas movies. Well, Christmas Vacation, I think, is only PG-13. That's the number one. Bad Santa. Bad Santa is the best, by far the best. Let's see here. Kick from studio. Okay. Yeah, Bad Santa is I'll watch that 3 times during Christmas. So, all right, we are winding down. I am all caught up on questions. Only took 2 hours and 50 minutes. Not too big of a deal. Not too bad. Any last questions? Let me know. If you're in here, you're not in the Discord, you're not in the Patreon, what are you doing? Also, here's Helen Hunt. Say hello to Helen. And here's Helen Hunt number 2. Gotta love that. And yeah, if you're not in there, what are you doing? Shout out to the members right here. A lot of them, it's growing. Appreciate everyone in there. A lot of good perks. We're getting ready for NFL fantasy playoffs. We're going to do 1 league, maybe 2. So if you want to get in that, sign up soon because the spots are limited. Also, next year, once football comes around again, do about 6 or 7 professional fanatics drafts. Play against me, Storey, Kappa, Ray, the Chaz, all the peeps. All the peeps. See how you stack up. Also, something to talk about on the show. Connor, have Nakua, Adams, Franklin, Sutton, wide receiver. Yeah, you have good wide receivers. Connor, go to professionalfanatics.com, Connor, and get in the Patreon, and then I will get once you get in there, I will send you an invite to the Discord. If you just want to get just in the Discord, it's $2 a month. If you want access to my early bets, if you bet on NFL, you want to make some money, that's $5. Also, you can vote on show idea. There's a lot of things, man. It's all tiered out there. It's pretty easy to check that out. So the website's on the description of this video. Patreon's also in there, so easy to find that stuff. And then get in tonight, and I will send you an email as soon as you join. And yeah, 65 people in there. It's the happening place, man. This chat goes on 24 hours a day. So if you want just more access to us, the show, the community, that's really what the show is. It's, yes, all my guests are awesome. I'm pretty fucking awesome, but I'm nothing without the community, and you guys are fucking hilarious, knowledgeable, respectful for the most part. Some of you guys were a little crazy early on, but it's just good, clean, fun football talk. Goes on 12 months a year, too. We do a lot more stuff than just fantasy football around here. Benson was a second running back drafted in that class. Wow. Yeah, so that was a bad class. But yeah, second. So he was a 3rd-round pick, but essentially the second running back taken. Start May or Dart. It's Drake May, like for sure. Drake May. Thank you, Mark. Thank you. Giants defense is ass. All right, this is it. Any last questions I will get to? I'll say that for another minute or so. I'm going to play a little clip here and something funny. I like to play something funny. What do I got here? I got something for you. Here you go. Whole family.
Excuse me, sir. This is private property. What are you doing?
Just taking it all in.
You're staring at my daughter's bedroom.
She's really grown into her body. This is going to be a fun summer for her.
Bedroom. Enjoying the view. All right. Any last questions? Again, Connor, anyone else that's not in the Discord wants to get in, all the details are in the description of this video, or go to professionalfanatics.com. Got all the details there for you guys. Great community. Ask anyone in the chat if they recommend it. I'm pretty sure everyone in there would recommend it. Highly recommend it. Also, you're supporting me and keeping the show going 7 nights a week. We're on here 21 hours minimum per week, live in person, 6 different guests. You ain't getting that anyone else. Edson just signed up. Edson knows what's up. What's going on, Edson? No, Hodgins is not a stash because you have Slayton, you have Wan'Dale Robinson, you have Theo Johnson, Daniel Bellinger's out. That's kind of cool, but a stash in Dynasty? Maybe. I'd want John Mechie over Hodgins for sure. Drop Dart if Burrow starts rest of the season. Well, Burrow might get hurt again, so I might want to keep a backup quarterback GT. I don't like doing that. That's your call, depending on how deep how deep is the league, how many bench spots are there. That's the answer there. It's a tough one. All right, that's it for me, gentlemen. Kappa, here's Caps. There he says goodbye. That was a really, really fruity ass goodbye. Thank you for Kappa for coming on. Thank you for everyone in the comment section. You guys are awesome. Again, anything else you need in the Discord, I'll be on there tonight answering questions, doing my thing. Appreciate you guys. Stay positive, love your life, respect each other. Happy Thanksgiving. If I don't see you tomorrow night, we'll be doing a show at 9:30 or 10 p.m. Also, we'll be on Thanksgiving as well after the late game, 10:45 or 11 with Mike Storey. Also, all weekend, every goddamn night with this thing. Love you guys. Stay respectful. Love your life. Love you. Sorry, Edson. You can always go back and watch the show, too. We went a little earlier this time. All right, guys. Peace.